Live from the studio complex in Baltimore, Maryland, you're listening to InfoWarlocks with Sam Kelly. There's a war on for your magic.
Yes, what's up, witch bitches? We got Leo in the second house. We got Matt Brown in the house.
Leo in the second house.
Leo.
My second house.
My girlfriend's
Leo,
24,
yeah.
so is that what you meant?
No.
Are you doing a Leonardo DiCaprio joke? Or are you doing a astrology joke?
No, okay.
She's got 9 more months, dude. She's got kick rock.
Rose Weinstein has a theory though that Leonardo DiCaprio is actually using these chicks as beards. That he's super gay. And
Why wouldn't you
his
just get a
beard.
regular age chick then?
You're telling me the guy that was in the Pussy Posse is gay? I don't think so.
That's a valid point.
Not a chance.
I'm in the pussy posse because I hang out with cat ladies.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and again, I need something where like when I bomb, like a sound. Like doesn't Justin
Like a tuba?
Yeah, doesn't
Womp, womp, womp.
doesn't Justin Jones have something like that? Like I don't know, I gotta ask him.
Justin
But, yeah.
Jones wishes he had something.
In his brain, there's constantly bombs going off.
He's just followed by a trombone player all day.
Like that fucking Family Guy sketch.
Yeah.
Fat guys.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Matt Bro was talking about angel numbers because it's two. I don't know why I keep going. Matt is talking about angel numbers.
It's 22,
2 yeah.
222. What is
Yeah.
an angel number?
It's not. It's like a what are they like auto when it's the same thing forwards a palindrome, but for
Palindrome.
numbers.
Well, wouldn't have last year been more of an angel number because it's 2?
Yes.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
So what's
for sure.
what's this year?
Every February, every January 11th, November 11th, September. No, never
September 11th is an angel
September
number
11th. Yes, that is.
because the Muslims are in a holy
That's
war
an
and they're
angel
going
number.
to get their virgins in heaven. I felt like school shooters are kind of like doing like holy wars too, but it's because they can't get holes.
Yeah, the whole. That's what women are god to them, and they're killing for pussy.
They are.
Yes, the goddess. Hell yeah. I'm impressed that you know what angel numbers are. Is it because you were trying to like bang a chick that was like in an angel number?
No, I have a passing interest in numerology.
Yes.
That's a Corey Feldman quote.
Okay, I want to talk about that, but first, can we make a toast?
Oh yeah,
We got the Blanco tequila that I got out of my aunt's garage.
Blanco, bro.
Blanco.
Come on.
Wait, is this flavored?
so white, I
Is this
can't say.
pepper flavored?
Yeah, what is? Why is there red on it? It's a heart on fire.
It's again, I come from a like, redneck family, so.
Is there a little Texas Longhorn on that bad boy down at the bottom there?
So this is not flavored tequila, but go on with your toast. Sorry, we ruined
Oh
it.
yeah.
Sorry.
My one-armed uncle who lost his left arm. Everybody called him Lefty. He died from alcoholism. He was the shit. This is to you, Lefty. You're not doing shit for me in heaven or wherever you are because my life is a fucking failure. But
Oh yeah.
this is to you anyway.
Cheers, Lefty.
Yeah.
Keep touching those kids in heaven, Lefty.
Bless us this day.
With his nub.
Kids love a nub.
Dude, I always love the. I know somebody's on this joke, but like nub step. I don't know why. It's so
Nub
funny to
step,
me.
that's
It's
good.
Just like somebody doing like a.
I like that. I think we can remember that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
the Diet 7-Up, bro. That's a flavor combination I haven't had in a while.
Oh yeah, you need that
I'm in-
7-Up Zero, baby.
I'm in Flavor Town right now. Aspartame and tequila, yummy. They say fake sugar shit gets you drunker.
Oh really?
Is that true? Is
Yeah.
that why I like whiskey diet? So
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Apparently diet and then drinking through a straw.
I remember the last time I saw you at the port, I was drinking a diet soda and you grabbed the can. You're like, "This is gonna give you cancer, Sam."
And trust me, I got a Coke Zero right here,
Yeah.
so I'm with you.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about numerology. Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Bring it up, Sam.
Bring it up. What you got?
Here's an interesting thing with numbers that happened to me recently.
Okay.
Group. I was at my Mothers Against Drunk Driving panel, and the final.
Really?
Yeah.
sorry.
What do you mean really? Why'd you say it like that?
Oh, I thought that like I didn't know. I thought you were just like really into like getting sober or something. And
No,
you were, like,
it was
there.
court
Okay.
ordered.
Yeah.
But honestly, I might go to another one because it was pretty tight.
I was like, did you kill a child? And that's why.
No, they just want to scare. It's like Scared Straight for.
Are there like
adults.
mothers there that like get mad at you?
it's pretty much it's the same thing as a comedy show. Like there's a host, feature, and headliner. The host is a cop who does like his cop. He does a cop. He does like a tight 15 up top.
Good.
And then there's a middle act who's like a person who just did it is like.
He's the only one doing a tight 15 and moms are there because that pussy's wrecked. So.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, dude. The last mommy, ooh, she could have got it, dude. She really could have got
With
it.
lots of trauma. Sorry, I didn't yet.
Yeah, but the second person was a mommy, and it was her first time doing it, so she was a little. You could tell she didn't have her thing down, and she was a black lady, and she kept like almost getting me to the point where I was like feeling bad for her, and then she would just go into this over the top angry black woman thing, and it was like, dude, you're losing me. You can't do Medea Goes to Mad.
Yeah.
You gotta stick to what you were doing. Stay low, sweet chariot. And then the last one, so the thing with mothers against drunk driving, it's mothers that have been affected. So it's like mothers that either got hit by drunk drivers and got injured, or mothers that have lost somebody. So the last mommy, her daughter died in a car accident, but her daughter, first of all, her daughter's name was my cousin's name that I loved a lot that died.
Aww.
But then her birthday was my birthday, but 5 years ahead. She was November 2nd, 1989. And I'd ate like 150 milligram edible with Jeff King.
Jesus Christ.
Because he was with me.
Talk about numbers here.
Yeah.
That's some numbers.
Yeah, I know. And by that time, I was like full swing.
He's
I was
the one without the
crying.
legs, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that, Jeff. You're very funny.
No.
Like, but did people think he got in like a car wreck, and that's why, like,
No.
or he wasn't there? Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, he was there, but he's obviously not a car accident.
Yeah.
He looks like a veteran
Yeah.
that got blown up. But like the second lady, she said her thing was she got rear-ended by a guy that was going over 100 miles per hour. He like hit her so fast that his car went under hers and sent hers flying. And but so she's talking about this accident. It's like a terrible thing. She's trapped in the car, got all fucked up, and then she goes, she says, "I didn't break a bone in my body." And Jeff was just like, what the fuck are you talking about, bitch? I don't have any legs.
Lieutenant
my
Jeff.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I didn't mean to offend any of our listeners who are veterans. InfoWarlocks, we're only veterans of the social justice war.
Hell yeah. Back the red, white, and blue, dude. This is a Toby Keith sponsored podcast.
Oh, yes.
This podcast is brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
Speaking of Toby Keith, ever since you pitched your potential title for your special, I've been really into that song.
What is it? What is it?
I love that song.
Should have been a cowboy.
Should have learned to rope and ride.
Yes.
Just like Gene Roll. I love that.
That's not you missed a whole good
It
part.
was a director's cut.
Yeah, but the 6-shooter.
Riding my 6-string, my pony on the cattle drive.
Yeah, it's such a fucking good song. Dude.
But like, I like country music about
Young girls hot. Yes. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. It's like that country music though about like
Singing
blue
them
jeans.
campfire songs. Oh, I should have been a cowboy. I can't get over it.
You don't like country, Sam?
I like country, but I like the depression kind of country. I don't like the blue jeans and tractor kind of country.
You like Neon Moon by Brooks and Dunn.
I don't know that, but I'm
Not Brooks. Yeah, Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah. I spend most every night beneath the light of the neon moon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is such a good song.
Good stuff. It's good
Yeah,
stuff. No,
when
country is the dreams of the working man. Somebody described it to me that way, and
That's why I don't understand it because I don't have a job. Sorry.
that's true.
So you should be listening to rap then.
You should be listening. The dreams of the unemployed man.
Guns, bitches, drugs.
Yeah, I can get down with that, but yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. The dreams of the working man, right?
It's a good way of putting it, and I feel like there's a time and place for country, and I think people that write off country as just like anybody who's like, yeah, I like pretty much everything except country, and like, dude, all right, man. So you're telling me you've never chilled on a beach before?
Wow.
You've never?
Sorry, I was proud of that one.
That was a
Sorry.
7.5.
Yeah, on the Richter scale.
Yeah,
That's
numerology. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and again, country. It's. I guess it makes a difference when it comes from the soul, but it just feels like marketing bullshit.
Yeah.
Like when they're not. Yeah.
There's a reason the big country guys are the big country guys because they are country. You know.
Yeah.
Is Toby Keith the one that Tom Segura always makes fun of? I can't remember. Or no, that's Garth Brooks. Yeah.
Garth Brooks. AKA, what was his he had the Chris Lightning or whatever the fuck is.
Yeah, Chris Angel. No, not Chris Angel. Chris something. Yeah, you're right. It was something like that.
I don't. Yeah, something. His alter ego that did a rock and roll album.
Yeah, he was kind of the definition of like the industry. Not saying he wasn't good, but a lot of country is like Nashville really knows how to like build a brand, and like Garth Brooks was they call it a hat act, and he never really wanted to be a country star. He wanted to be a rock guy, but he just found so much success as a country star that nobody took him seriously when he tried to do his whole Chris whatever thing.
Is that like a clean comedian trying to be dirty out of nowhere?
It's just, you get typecasted, and it's like, there are different
we only
ways.
get spellcast. Sorry.
If you could just be like Taylor Swift, and yeah, there you go.
I'm very autistic and I love puns.
If you just play it like Taylor Swift and just like slowly, gradually stop being country and no one notices, that's kind of the way to do it. You just kind of have to be like, here's a song, and people are just like, well, this is it's like a frog in boiling water. Like, she went from like, our song is a slamming screen door, staying out late knocking on your window, and now she's like fucking doing like, I don't even know what she's doing now, but it was such a gradual progression that people were just like, yeah, it's just Taylor Swift. She never came out and was like, I'm done country. My new name is Chris Swift. Like, nobody knows. You know?
I'm down with T Swift, but yeah, it was a sudden change though. But
I had a numerological thing happen to me just on the way up here. I didn't know today was an angel day, but
it's always an angel day when baby boy Matt Brown is in the house.
That's true. You guys had this happen to you where like you think it's kind of like, well, Facebook Memories kind of does it like automatically, because they'll just be like, hey, remember this thing happened 1 year ago to the day?
Yeah.
But I don't really pay attention to Facebook or Snapchat that much, so I don't really see most of that. But my mind kind of does that without me knowing. Like, I was walking to the car today on the way up here, and I just remember I was like carrying a bass on my shoulder. I just got my bass out of the doctor's office, got it fixed up. And I was thinking about this one picture that my ex-girlfriend took of me in Fells Point like 6 years ago on my way to a gig at the Horse. And I was like standing in the middle of the cobblestone street. She like took a picture, and I was like, I wonder what happened to that picture. And
I thought you were gonna say like, I wonder what happened to that bitch. Like,
what happened to that bitch?
No offense, like.
And because I was
we know what happened to that
such a great ex-boyfriend, the picture's still up on her Instagram 6 years ago.
Wow,
It's gotta be weird because she's dated like a dude or two since me. And I guess she was just like, yeah, I was keeping all my pictures of my ex-boyfriend on there, So
Yeah, that's one thing about a breakup that's a hard decision to make is, do I leave off this bitch?
Yeah, but the thing
not.
is, it wasn't like, it was a picture that she took. She's not even in it. It's literally just a solo picture of me on her profile 6 years ago, which is like, that's ball. I can understand if it's like a good picture of the two of us that she's like, all right, I'm not going to take this down. But it was like just me, straight me. And I was like, let me go find that, because I feel like that was like a classic picture that like, I'm super vain, so I want to find it. And and I went and I found it as I was getting in the car. And it was taken exactly 6 years ago to the day. I looked at the day it was posted. She posted it a day later, so it was posted February 23rd, 2017.
And two, sorry, is 6.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
I'm retarded at math. I'm sorry.
Oh shit! And
then two
times three
is 6. That's 666.
InfoWarlocks, bitches!
I fucking love Sam.
That's
dude.
fucking wild, bro.
Yeah, you better watch your fucking back tonight, dude.
That bitch is doing some magic on you.
That's fucking wild. But that shit happens. Like, that stuff happens to me a lot, where I'll like randomly think about. I'll like think about somebody I haven't texted in a while, and I'll be like, oh, let me see like I'll just like search their name in the thing because I'm about to text them, and then when I pull up the text conversation, the last thing we said will be exactly 1 year ago, like to the day. Like, that shit happens more often. If you think about it, like, there's a 1 in 365 chance that anything you do is gonna have occurred on the exact same day.
Now we're talking my kind of
Now
numbers.
we're talking real numbers. We're talking Moneyball now, baby.
Not angel
There's
numbers.
a 1 in 365 chance, but that seems to happen more than 1 in 365 times that happens.
And I just realized this too, or remembered this. The day I recorded my album, was 8 years to the day that I got wolf rammed.
What's
What's
Wolfram?
Wolfram? Yeah,
When
yeah.
I got my car accident where I got the old man rear-ended me.
The old man. Nice.
Yeah, the
Okay.
bit, that old bit.
Wolfram Alfred.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
And
awesome.
I had done that bit in like a year, and I was doing
Wow.
it. And then the next day, I looked at my Facebook memories and was like, "That car accident yesterday was fucking wild." And I was
That-
like, "Oh shit!"
You know,
What?
to bring numerology back and link it back up with astrology, since that is
Oh,
the-
sorry. Can I just say one thing?
Yeah, sure.
I apologize so much. Just like
It's your podcast.
No,
What
no,
are
no,
you
no, no. Oh, no,
apologizing
no.
for?
Like, it's like again, I'm a chronic over apologizer because I like feel like I shouldn't exist because my mom said that she should have 3 abortions. So I was like apologizing, but yeah. Numerology for girls. Okay, let's do numerology for girls. If a girl says that her body count is 3. And
Multiply it
she's
by-
under the age, she's a fucking liar. yeah. But that's like girl numerology.
What do you
Well-
multiply it by? Is that you said?
Again,
You said if she's under a certain age. So you're telling me
Oh,
different
I mean,
age
if she's
brackets?
over, yeah.
There's different multipliers for
I
different
would
age
say
brackets.
a woman over the age of 25 probably has had more than 3 partners.
But you're saying like also if a lady under 25 says I've been with 3 guys, that's actually 9. A lady over 25 says I've been with 3 guys. Is it more or less than like the multiplying factor?
This
I would
feels
say
like a
that-
GED
I would say it would
question.
be
like
less.
math.
I would
They'd
say
be
the
more
factor
honest.
stays the same. I feel like there's 2 things. I think we mentioned this on the trap before, but like when somebody was saying like, yeah, like you could meet like a 40-year-old woman and like it's very conceivable that she might have 100 bodies. And when they told me that, I was like, what the fuck? And then he's like, well, let's say you lost your virginity when you were 15.
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
I was on this. That was the day I got the DUI.
Yeah, and if you're
What?
if you've been fucking since you're 15 and you're 40 or 15, let's say you're 50 now.
Yeah.
But you've been single pretty much the whole time or cheating on your significant other. That's literally like 3 dudes a year. That's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
So I feel like the
You just gotta
multiplication
have, like, a
factor.
whole-
I don't know if it's 3 though. I just know that women tend to round down and men tend to round up. Like men are more likely to count like a blowjob or like a girl that they
Oh, okay,
definitely
okay.
could have fucked but just never pulled the trigger on it. But like maybe they like made out and like whatever, and then they'll like in a casual conversation they might just kind of round up.
Yeah, and a girl's gonna deny even having the sexual.
Yeah,
encounter.
a girl will be like there might be 1 or 2 dudes in that mix that she just like that doesn't count, and then she'll just kind of just leave that out and not think anything of it. I think
Which
girls
is crazy because those count the most to me.
I think with both
Wait, what counts the most? Wait.
those do count the most.
Yeah.
I want that number. Really, I want that. If I ask a girl what her body count is, I want that number.
Yeah, how
Yeah,
many
yeah.
mistakes have you made? How many dudes did you sleep with that you didn't like regretted?
Yeah.
because that's a
Yeah.
I'm
that's a
really
big
bad at
thing.
math, so I can't remember.
Yeah. What's your percentage of your number? What percentage are dudes that you're counting? That's the big thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But,
I like guys with high body counts because they look like they kill people. But
You like? Do you care about that? Do you care about body counts as a woman? How many girls you're
I care about body counts like in a room. Like how many people can you stand to be in a room with?
yeah.
like that's like my.
I don't
vibe.
think Sam's a good person to ask about caring how many girls a dude slept with.
Yeah. It's like like as long as like you like need me. I don't care. And I met somebody again who like needs me more than I need him. I feel like so I'm like this is amazing. I'm not used to that. Yeah.
Power dynamic. You
Hell
can
yeah.
Find somebody who relies on you more than you rely on them.
Yeah.
And that's a relationship.
And that's not true. I can't do anything, and he's very smart. Yeah, I'm a piece of shit. And
You have a boyfriend?
I hate saying the word boyfriend.
You have a partner?
And
a life partner.
That's
Just 'cause-
gay. That's fucking gay.
well, because like you're like Sam, like you're my friend. Like we do it for 10 years. Like I just hate saying boyfriend because it has the word friend in it. Because I feel like nobody likes me. Like the
It's-
friend part makes me uncomfortable.
God damn it, Sam.
Wait, is this turning into therapy? I don't want to. Yeah, fuck that.
No, this will never be therapy.
yeah.
It sounds childish to say
Right.
girlfriend and boyfriend after a certain
Yeah.
age. Like I remember speaking to my ex because her parents were divorced, and when we would hang out with her mom was like in her mid 50s at the time, maybe early 50s, and like she would talk about her boyfriend, and for whatever reason, it just seemed childish to me. Even though it's like, what else are you going to call him? It's like, you're not engaged, you're not married, but you're dating. So that is the word. Like, this guy is your boyfriend. But for some reason, it just felt weird to have like a older woman have a boyfriend. It felt like, you know, kind of like in general when girls will be like, you know, like certain boys do this. Like at what point do you got to start saying guys? Start saying guys. Guys do this. When girls still call men boys, it's like,
what did you call a girl a woman? Wait, that sounds
that is interesting because I do call girls
like,
girls still, and I don't think anything about it.
Yeah. That's just like the patriarchal undertone.
A woman is just a girl with with a job.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you're a girl, bro. You're a girl.
Yeah, I'm a girl, bro. Hell yeah. I don't say like I'm a
I'd say you call a girl a woman when she gets her tits.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm of the Justin Roiland school.
Alex Jones and I have the same cup size when it comes to alcoholism and.
That's true.
Yeah, he's a fucking tank. Don't even.
I got wide shoulders, bro. Like,
yeah, but you couldn't put up 225 10 times like him.
Is he putting up 225 10 times?
Oh, he's putting up 225 probably 15 times.
Wow.
Alex Jones is a fucking tank, dude.
Jesus Christ.
They want to take him out. If they shot him, the bullet would just bounce off.
Dude, he's still the most hilarious person to me that like ever existed. Like,
he's the best.
I've listened to him all day today.
Yeah, he's motherfucker's awesome.
Yeah. I haven't listened to him for a minute though. Like, what was he talking about? I'm just curious.
What was he talking about today? You know, he usually does at least one segment a day on the
poison shots.
We got a segment today about the impending World War III.
I mean, that shit's real though. That shit's about to happen.
World War III? Oh yeah,
it's
absolutely.
I got a feeling this whole world, like with all the train derailments and shit, and then like also, I don't know if you guys have heard about this going on, but this is a real thing that's going on. There's people all over the country that have been just like attacking power plants.
Yeah, Eric brought that up. There was one in Baltimore.
Yeah, they attempted
really?
it. They attempted
That's awesome. Sorry.
They attempted it, but they got stopped.
So is it the CIA or is it foreign influences kind of like sleeper selling people to do it?
The thing is, America's already in such a big level of disarray that you got like the Antifa and the other side of that, whatever they are. You can like the people generally just say Proud Boys, but it's not what they are.
Just
but,
Antifa.
But both those
pick
sides,
a better name, guys.
Both those sides are here to cause dismay. So it could be either one of them guys doing that, and then you got the train derailments and shit, which is seems like a foreign, outside
and all this
thing,
UFO shit on top of that.
Yeah, because everything's about to happen.
And I can't fucking wait. I'm gonna make my sons get sex changes though, so they won't get drafted.
No, you better fucking hope you fucking get.
Well, according to Alex Jones, the military is exclusively trans now. So, so I mean, you might want to just keep them cis.
Yeah, they're putting chemicals in the MREs that are turning the troops gay.
Yes, but like, wouldn't you want to be like in a foxhole though, like a Spartan warrior with like a man who like sucked you off and like you had that bond with? Like,
I mean, that is what they did.
That is why they did it.
They would get little boys and fuck them into.
Oh no, not
warriors.
that part. Yeah.
That's usually how you become trans in the first place. Is somebody
Oh
takes you
no!
in.
Are we doing this?
Somebody takes you in like Gladiator and fucks you in the butt.
Spartans!
Here on InfoWarlocks, we support transdimensional.
Yeah.
Oh no, I support trans,
Oh, no,
but
no,
they
no,
mostly got molested. Like it's not.
I would imagine.
I mean,
it's just numbers, bro.
How much of the population? Okay, numerology. How much of the population do you think has been molested?
Whatever gay plus trans is.
And this is how
Gay
patriarchal
plus
society
trans
is. You didn't mention
equals-
women.
G plus T equals M. This is the formula we're pitching today. G plus T equals M.
No. Okay. But that is actually a somewhat. It is like a link. There is a link to that.
Yeah.
There's definitely a link, and it's it's dishonest to say otherwise. You can't ignore that, dude.
I think for every G or T that is not M, there's a S that got M'd.
An S?
Yeah, straight.
Oh, okay.
Or an H, hetero, whatever.
H. Okay.
Oh, you're doing the alphabet.
Yeah, every G or T that didn't get M, there's a H for.
You could say it. But.
H and M, S and M.
Yeah, but in the context of mathematical formulas, you got to solidify it down to one variable. Yeah,
again, I got my GED, so like that was about all I could do.
Don't
was
even
2
get me
plus
started
2
on the
plus-
ends.
No.
What's that formula?
We mean necromancy on Warlocks necromancers.
Yeah, that's totally what I meant.
Yeah. or neurodivergence.
There's necromancers down in West Baltimore.
Non-whites?
Oh yeah, sorry. I just was like I bought a jacket with Baphomet on it, with the goat that I wear.
You keep on insisting on Baphomet. I'm telling
is
you
it Baphomet or Baphomet?
It's Baphomet.
It's Baphomet.
Satan was not pretentious. He would not have had a silent T. But there's one thing I know about
Lucifer
Satan. He
was.
wasn't French.
But I walk around wearing that because like when I walk into neighborhoods and stuff, and if there's one thing that people from the hood won't fuck with, it's the devil.
Oh yeah,
I'm totally when I have that jacket on.
Until they start their rap careers, and then they
Yeah,
Illuminati,
dude. Yes, I love that shit. I love devil rap.
It's all about numerology, baby.
But I kind of feel like the underground rappers are just doing it for shock value. Like the actual people that are making it in the industry are actually like doing Illuminati satanic shit. Like to get there.
It depends on what you mean by we kind of touched upon it last episode, but like, you know, define.
We're touching on a lot of things with like the kids that were
Satanism.
molested. But
There's no doubt that
There you go, Sam.
hedonism is a name of the game in popular culture.
I just
The
want to say,
messagery that they push is absolutely just like, you know, all for yourself, fucking blah blah blah.
right.
You know?
Yeah, and it's called hedonism, not shedonism. I'm just saying, you know, it's like that's for a reason. Like, but like again, we talked about this where you kind of need like a balance of ego as well as caring. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm hogging later. But yeah. You need a balance of being somewhat narcissistic or egotistical, but you also need to care about other people at the same time.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. It's the strange balance. I've always found it weird, you know, especially in certain demographics where like the values, like it is weird that in Hollywood it's all about like, you know, finding your truth and like that's kind of like the liberal, more leftist values and stuff like that. But then they also hate capitalism because if anything, I would say that the economic system that leads the most towards like just do whatever the fuck works for you, bro. That seems to be capitalism. Is
Yeah.
it not? You know?
Again, I feel like I would be more libertarian if I weren't on disability and like on Medicaid, Medicare. I'll just be real. One time, like I need some, like again, if you guys want to help me, like fill out my food stamps on the podcast, like you know, it's like
That'd be sick.
I really need to like sit down and like fill out my food stamp application because yeah, it's
You haven't done that yet?
Can we do that?
yeah, that would be hilarious. But
We should
yeah,
probably do that right now.
are you
I would
serious?
love
Like,
to fill
I
out the
didn't.
food
I
stamp.
have to like bring out like the form, but it's like I
Can't
don't know
you do
if
it
I
on
should
your
do it
phone?
online. I mean, like I can't.
I got
like,
all my shit done on my phone, my unemployment and all that stuff.
Hell yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, you should definitely be able to.
I should probably get my food stamps back too. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
we'll do it together.
Yes.
I'll find a day and I'll come over and we'll just do our food stamps together, and then we'll go to ShopRite.
What do you have to
Yes,
do to
sorry.
qualify? Like what qualifies you for food stamps?
The amount of money you make.
How well
That's
you
it?
lie.
No, that too.
Yeah.
No, the way. You lie.
I like the color of your skin also.
Yeah, that helps. That certainly helps. I would say.
Thankfully, I
so
look like white trash.
What's the amount? What's the amount that you need?
I think it's whatever the poverty line is. So like 15,000 or something like that.
Okay, so if you make less than 15,000, you can totally get food stamps.
Yeah, and then if you have kids, it probably goes up.
Yes, I
Okay.
knew I had them for a reason. No.
Yeah. Well, hey, now you're really thinking like a food stamp applicant.
But again, it's like I'm being real about it though. It's like yeah, like of course everybody dreams of being rich. Like see, I like this streamer. His name's Hassanabi. Like I like him. He's
That guy, Hassan Piker.
Or Hassan, yeah, Piker. That's what
You like him?
I like him. Like I do. I like the Leftovers podcast. You can tell me, but just yeah.
I don't know what the leftovers is.
That's what Ethan Klein from H3.
Oh, that guy
yeah.
fucking sucks,
Real-
dude.
no, he's funny.
the
He's
fucking worst, dude. He's the worst.
Yeah, dude.
But-
Oh, it's just crazy.
He's such a fucking faggot.
But okay, you can go. I just want to say like the one thing.
Conservatives just it's like, bro.
But they're millionaires who are shitting all the time on other millionaires and taking advantage of middle class listeners or whatever while benefiting from capitalism while totally shitting on it. And that's the hypocrisy I see that's moving me more away from the left, even though I'm broke as shit. And again,
Yeah.
you can go on about what a faggot.
But those guys are the left.
Well, they are the left, and
you like them.
that's kind of the hypocrisy.
But I
of
like
it.
lots. Sorry.
Oh, go on.
Yeah,
No,
you do.
I like Tim Dillon. That's the thing. I like all kinds of different people. Tim Dillon is my favorite comedian, and he's really conservative. Like, I love Alex Jones. I really love Joe Rogan. I like Blair White. Is that what her name is? The trans woman. He's like, I listen to her a lot. Like, I like people on both sides, and I can't pick a side because I see valid perspectives. And
Well, that's good.
whoever makes me laugh is like, I'm like, yeah, I'll listen to him.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Maybe you should
Yeah.
send me and Matt some clips because I've seen a lot of Hassan Piker stuff, and I've seen H3H3,
Yeah.
which is Ethan Klein's regular podcast. I'm not a big watcher because I don't
Right.
fucking like it, but I've seen clips. But I also know that like that's not, the clips that I'm seeing are the clips
I'll
that.
send you a clip of him, like with the green screen of him just like eating McDonald's French fries, like he's in a McDonald's, like, like, but he's not doing political stuff necessarily. I think it's funny. But,
He shit on Jim Norton a few weeks ago, and that made me. I was like, I already didn't like
Who
him,
did?
and now I fucking whatever Ethan Klein, the
okay.
fat marshmallow faced faggot bitch.
here in InfoWarlocks, we believe witches can say the word faggots because we were flaming.
Yeah. What about the word nigga?
Oh my god!
Beep that out. Beep that out.
Okay, no, I'm keeping.
Timestamp that.
It's up to
Somebody.
you. If you want to keep it out there, that's totally fine.
No, I don't want that out there.
You
You
don't
made
want it,
me
okay.
say it. You put a spell on me, you
I just
fucking
can't
dirty
pull it
witch.
out. Put a
spell on it.
You fucking witch. You made me say the N word.
Yes.
How dare you?
I think it's more like I don't know how I'm not very good at describing this because I've never really thought too much about it. But there's something about I'm gonna just say leftist humor, just as a general umbrella. Something about the mood of their like the angle of their jokes. It's like when you have like outlandish like right wing guys, they kind of make like a Tim. I wouldn't consider him a
Yeah.
right wing guy, but he definitely
He's
appeals
funnier.
more to right wing sentiments as far as his humor goes.
But I will say, when I think of a left wing comedian, I think of like George Carlin.
Okay, yeah, but that's like
That's
a
who I
nine.
think of.
I
That's
think of like
a-
Mark Maron.
Yeah,
Or
Oh,
like
yeah.
fucking what's his nuts? Chris Gethard.
Oh,
it's almost like there's a certain air of like they're like if you're in a classroom and there's like the class clown and then there's like the other kid who's like, yeah, look at this guy, he's so stupid, why is he doing that? And I don't know, I like when I listen to like leftist humor, that's what I get. It's like them making fun of other people being funny or saying something because it's like against the grain, and they're like, yeah, well, yeah,
Right,
I don't know how to describe it.
No, and I could definitely see that for sure. Like, but I do think there are people on the left who are funny too. I can't think of a specific one.
Yeah, me there.
Yeah, let's try to think. Who is really? Well, I guess you could say
super
most
left.
black comedians that are funny are probably generally left wing. I would say.
A lot of the black people that I've met that I like love
I don't
like
know.
Trump, but
I don't know. I feel like anybody that's black and has money is gonna like is gonna be a undercover Republican.
Well,
Like,
that's the-
it's like DL. Black people are always on the DL. It's either gay or Republican.
Well,
On the
that-
DL,
that's
bro.
the thing, though. It's like I feel like it's almost more difficult with. I feel like a lot of these terms apply mostly just to like. I feel like when we talk about these things, it's like white people because like with a lot of black people, it's like they are Democrat voters, but a lot of their like personal values tend to lean more conservative, like in their interpersonal life, but they just vote Democrat because they, Republicans are racist or whatever, but it's like,
what do you guys think about that chick? Sorry, what's her name?
Happy
Can-
Black History Month, everybody.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Candace Owens.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Candace Owens? Like, do you
So
think she's
fucking hot,
legit?
dude.
she's kind of,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
is kind of annoying, but I respect her. Like, I don't think that she's a lot of people accuse her of being like a grifter, that like, she's trying to like cash in on like, I can instantly get popular as a black woman conservative because that's a good niche. There's not a lot of them.
Yeah.
And
Thank
so
you for teaching me how to say niche. I thought it was niche. Thank
I
you.
think it is niche, and my girlfriend
Oh,
always
sorry.
says I pronounce it wrong.
No,
sorry.
that's bullshit.
I
I
pronounce
say
words all the
niche.
wrong.
That's
but-
just a
sorry,
woman
yeah.
trying to control you.
Yeah, that's true. That's the matriarchy, dude. I'm saying niche, bitch. But like, yeah, I don't think that I think that like I think just her tone sometimes is kind of annoying, but she hasn't really been that wrong about anything that I can recall in recent history.
Oh, I look like a super problematic right-wing person that I used to fuck was Milo Yiannopoulos, but then
Milo.
Milo
Like, I used
Yiannopoulos.
to think that he was hysterical. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to like totally diverge. Like we could go back to Candace. I know I'm
No,
like
you're
ADHD
good.
and stuff, but like
It's all
he
good. This
was-
is all
yeah.
relevant.
But he was like so fucking charming, hilarious. It was like I loved listening. And he was just I disagreed with a lot of what he said, but he was just enigmatic. And then I was so disappointed that like
Did you
this
say
weird-
nig?
Oh my
Well, the thing.
I'm just gambling and then doing racism.
Popping in. Plus 1,000 joke here. Let's see if it hits.
Numerology. This one's a 666.
It's like a lot of the popular conservative guys, it's like, or people, not just guys, in order to have a lot of the more considered more extreme right-wing views, you almost have to have something outside of just being being a gay guy helps. Like even with that guy Jeffree Star, this whole you saw how he like came out and he was like, I don't believe in all that fucking they them shit. Like you're either a man or a woman. Like I don't fucking like that doesn't like I'm sorry. I just like that's silly to me. Like I don't hate you. I just think it's fucking silly. And it's like, and he even said himself, he's like, the problem is like, you know, it has to be someone like me who says that, because if you said it, then everyone would make all these assumptions. But like he said it, and like people want to attack him for it. But at the same time, it's like the guy is literally like dressed as a woman on this fucking podcast saying that he believes in he and she, but not the they them, not the non-binary shit. And so it's like with Milo, like he was kind of able to get away with more, even though he didn't really get away with anything because his career's kind of been destroyed. But like as a gay guy who like would constantly talk about how much black dick he sucked and was like
and he would do it in such a charming accent.
and he's married to a black
yeah,
guy.
like a charming British gay guy is allowed to say more than fucking Tucker Carlson. And that's kind of why
He's
like
I lost my virginity to Father Michael.
yeah, like you can just kind of say more shit because of who you are. So I think that like with Candace Owens, it's like, is she right about every single thing she says? No. But is anyone?
Exactly,
and does that make her a liar or a grifter? Like,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, and like I stopped getting triggered by other people's beliefs. I used to let that bother me for some stupid fucking reason, like especially when I was more wrapped up in like social justice type things. And then I realized like, wait, why are you letting this bother you? It's just someone's opinion.
Yeah.
Take it in.
It's beautiful, Sam.
It is beautiful.
But you feel like when you are, I guess, like a queer or like a woman, or I don't know, if you're just in any kind of group where more leftist people are, that you have to, I don't know, care what people believe. And that's the thing. I like people who can exchange their ideas. They might disagree, but it's an exchange. You're not.
Well, it is like a mental thing, because I think it really comes down to, I said this on my podcast with Eric, and I've said this several times, but in my opinion, I think a lot of the world could kind of be boiled down to people that want to be left alone and people that won't leave you the fuck alone. And
yes, I'm left because I want to be left alone.
there's people on both sides of the spectrum that are just like, look, dude, like, you know, like take a Blair White, for instance, like she's a trans woman, but you know, she doesn't really align with the trans agenda.
Right.
She's just, and it's like this idea, it's like, I always say, like, you know, when this pertains mostly to the trans issue, I think it's the best example, that like, if you don't agree with their theory on gender, that you're invalidating their existence. And it's like, when did we get this idea in society? When did we accept this premise that anytime you don't believe in what someone else believes in, you're invalidating their existence? Like, I respect Muslim people. Does that mean I have to believe in their religion? Do I have to I have to practice Judaism and believe in Judaism to respect to respect the Jews? Or can I just be like, yeah, those are Jewish people, they believe that, they exist, they believe that, I don't believe that. I'm not saying that Jewish people don't exist or that they shouldn't exist. It's just I disagree with them.
Right, like
I
Muslims,
disagree
like,
with Muslim people on their, you know, story.
I hate that they cut off little girls' clits, but I'm not gonna cuss a woman out for wearing a hijab.
Well, exactly. So it's like, it is kind of this, because if you accept that premise, then that's when you fall into a fascist way of thinking, which is that anytime somebody doesn't.
Can somebody
believe in-
explain to me what fascism actually is? Because I hear both sides say that the other is promoting fascism.
Explained too.
That's
I feel like
Like,
everybody's
can we even
fascist.
Google it or something? I mean, I just want to
It's-
know what it
I think
I get
that-
confused.
I
Like,
think that fascism often gets gets ascribed to the far right, which is interesting because the Nazis were the National Socialists. They were National Socialist Party. And it really is.
hilarious.
It is true.
I never clicked in my head about
Yeah.
that, but that's fucking hilarious.
And so you have I think that
History's amazing.
I think that fascism is a term that I would almost venture to say transcends the left-right spectrum. I think it comes down to, do you want to be left alone, or you would not stop fucking leaving people alone? And I think fascism is when people take the attitude that it's like, this is what we believe, this is who we are, this is what we think, and anyone who doesn't agree with that is bad, wrong, and needs to be changed and needs to be trained into thinking what we think.
Right.
And that is fascism. And fascism can be present on either side of the spectrum. If you're a far right reactionary, you can be a fascist, but you can also be a far left fascist. And that's what's so ironic is
That sounds like a dope name for a band.
It's about control.
it's about control. And so different political factions throughout history have sought control and succeeded, but all those success, communism, how are you going to sit here and tell me that communism wasn't fascism when they're fucking telling people like, this is how you have to think? You look at the Bolshevik Revolution. It's like, it's kind of like it's a trick of, words. It's the same way they kind of did with like how they just changed the definition of racism to mean it's not just racist to like look at another person who's a different race than you and think that they suck because they're not your race. That is what racism used to mean, but then we changed it at some point and just said no, it only applies if you have some type of historical institutional position of power in society over that other group, and if you don't, then you can't be racist. So in reality, we just changed the word racism to be something that only white people can be guilty of.
Do you think it's valid though if like your brain isn't racist, but like your dick or vagina is racist? Like you're just not attracted to a certain race.
I think that's totally valid.
I think I
Oh wait, I don't like the term race because we're all the human race. It's different ethnicities. And then I don't wanna be like, yeah.
I have never once found an Asian attractive.
What?
Ever.
What?
Not even attractive.
Not even attractive.
You don't like the uwu, like weeboo, like
Nope, never even once. Anytime I'm
like,
watching a
senpai,
porn,
notice me.
if I'm watching a fucking compilation and an Asia girl comes in, I gotta turn this thing off. There goes my boner.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, look. I think
Because
it's like
they're
that's
girls.
interesting.
I don't know what it is. I think it's because they're girls.
I can understand like an
boys.
Eskimo type Asian, but not like
Oh no, an Eskimo type Asian is more my thing. Because they're Native Americans, and a
yeah,
Latina
yeah.
is a Native American. I love a
true.
Latina.
That's true. That's
A
true.
Latina is just a Mayan that
But that kind of ties into the same conversation. People say it's transphobic to not want to date trans people. Like if I can definitively say that I am attracted to women, but I would never date a trans woman. Like I can definitively say, and people would say that is transphobic, and I would say, well, first of all, like. Ideally, you're supposed to find one person and marry them, and that's the one person I'm going to be having sex with for the rest of my life, hopefully, if I'm in a good marriage. So does that mean I'm fucking, like, if...
But dude, I'm saying these trans women these days look better than cis women. like,
And they look better
like the
than
Blair
Asians.
White.
a T has definitely made my dick move.
Wait, what? A T?
A T.
A T
A
girl. Wait,
Yeah, a T. A T. I've seen some T's that are like, damn, dude, off night, I'd get there, but
that's very actually progressive of
I am.
you.
I'm
Like,
very
yes, this is
progressive.
like turning around. Like,
I'm a
yeah,
good guy.
I'm proud
I
of
just,
you, man.
I just
Like-
say the bad things that you're not supposed to say. That's the
Hey,
only.
man.
That's the only thing.
But yeah, we were
Yeah.
talking about Jim Norton, and he was one of the first people I remember, like, had heterosexual type men who identify, like, said, yeah, like, I like having sex with transsexual women.
Yeah.
And like, he was open about it, like,
But that
15 years ago.
That to me, it's like,
And Robert Kelly.
I don't know.
really?
I look at that as gay. I do. I feel like it's a way, and that's the reason why I stop myself. I'm hesitant to say that is because it sounds like I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being gay.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
just
what
saying that I look at if you get off sexually to fucking men and sucking a dick, but that dick that you're sucking is presenting as a female. I feel like that is kind of a psychological.
That is so 2023. Sorry, that dick that you're sucking is presenting as female. Yeah,
it's kind of this psychological mind game that you play with yourself to say like, I'm not gay, I just like trans women, and it's like, well, that to me just says like you don't want to accept that you have homosexual desires. Maybe because you are Jim Norton and you don't want to, you don't think of yourself as gay, you don't identify as gay, but you really like sucking cock.
His thing about
He was
why it's
molested,
not gay. Yeah, he was molested. This is a very Jim Norton heavy episode.
Yes.
He is my favorite. He's
Maybe
my
we're
favorite.
manifesting. Yeah.
I love Jim Norton a lot. And numerology, I got to work with Jim Norton on my mom's birthday.
Really? Oh my
In
god,
2019.
that's fucking awesome. Hell yeah.
Or whenever that was. But his explanation of as to why it's not gay to do a trans person is, he said it's like going on vacation. He's like, if you're an American being straight, you go to England on vacation, you don't become British.
I thought you were gonna say Thailand because that's where you're
That is such a fucking stupid way of explaining it.
Hey, got me.
I mean, it's like, okay, so by that logic, you could do just about anything and it doesn't define you. I could kill someone, that doesn't make me a murderer. I could fuck a dude, not just a trans woman. I could fuck a dude, and that doesn't make me bisexual or gay. It just means I just fucked a dude one night.
Yep.
Right.
I don't know if I really agree with that.
That's pretty much what they're teaching in colleges now.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
That's what they're teaching in our kindergartens and elementary schools. Meanwhile, the Chinese are doing algebra 3.
right.
Yeah.
Like,
Third grade.
I'm giving
Yeah,
my kids Fruit Loops and shit, and they're
fucking
getting
right, dude. Yeah, I doubt the Chinese kids are actually as smart as they say they are.
The Japanese are, but yeah.
Yeah, the Japanese, because we let them fucking.
The Chinese just work in sweatshops.
Yeah, we forced the Japanese to be our human calculators for like 30 years.
We took away their army and we were like, all right,
Yeah.
you're our TI-84 as a nation.
Remember what you
What's
guys did to China?
TI-84?
It's a scientific calculator, graphing calculator that we all had in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't know.
Yeah,
it,
you probably didn't have it.
Yeah.
You were in my high school. You were required to have one.
Yeah.
And if you didn't, they gave there was like rentals.
Yeah.
In the classroom that
Yeah.
you have to do.
That's what we fucking did with Japan as a nation. We like wrote our name on the cover.
And then you would get you get the games on them. You get like the Grand Theft Auto. And
well, yeah, we make them make us games too.
Yeah.
We really do. Yeah, we really do use them as a TI-84 of the nation. But we have a distorted perspective as Americans because we only see the best of every other country in America. Like when you see we assume that like, oh, fucking Indians are doctors and Chinese people are fucking really good. It's like, well, there's 1 billion people in fucking China. And there's not even like, we're only the people that like are brought over here and do that. Like they might be the hardest working, most intelligent people from that country, but I'm sure there's lazy fucks in China too.
They're all
Lazy
spies.
dumb fucks in China, just like there's lazy dumb fucks here.
Yeah, if China's as smart as they say they are, why the fuck do they still have wet markets?
That's true. I just think they're just a little.
I just love that term, wet markets, Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also like I'm not like a super religious guy, but any culture that doesn't have a value on like God or a higher power is gonna be fucked up.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to
And
agree with you.
China is very godless. It's a godless land.
But they weren't always that way, right? It was when Mao came in. I at least knew who Mao is. But
I don't
think they ever. I think they
were Confucians. It was more like
Yeah.
a philosophy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they just kind of like China. Like, even I remember like looking it up once on Wikipedia. I'm interested to see what it says, but like I think when I looked it up, because I was looking up like what is the national religion of China, and I think it said something like some type of like state cultural.
Yes. Yes.
It's not like a real religion.
It's that's all because of communism and all that.
But
stuff.
I don't necessarily know if that was because of Mao, because I don't feel like even before the Maoist revolution.
But one
the
thing I
Ming
appreciate-
dynasty, all the dynasties where it was all
yeah,
like
it says 74.
we don't have a dynasty. That's a badass word.
74.5% is no religion / folk. Folk religion is just like believing in your cultural country history.
But they used to, because one thing I appreciate about Asian culture is they have those little shrines where like they worship their ancestors, and I really think that that's an important thing to do, and that's what I really like about like folk Asian religion, and I think that that's what most of the people in China had, but it wasn't like, it was like an individual thing to your family. But they also used to bind women's feet and like
Yeah. Does that?
I like that. Have you ever seen foot bonding pics? Like,
Yeah, dude.
did you jerk off to it? No, I'm just like.
Well, you know,
Oh yeah, you don't like Asians,
about,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now
Now,
you're
if you
catching
if you bind up a little French girl's foot or a little
Oh
Nigerian girl,
no!
I like the stretched out neck of a Ethiopian queen, bro. I like them big lips. Not that
True
kind of,
deep throat right there.
Let me take that back. The big lip thing. I meant like when they put the discs in their lips, not black
Yeah.
people. Have
Oh,
big
you mean
lips.
like the surface area, the volume?
Yeah,
of
that wasn't actually racist. It was
Yeah, some cultural reference,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
You
You
have
know
to
what?
see through the smog there, Chinese people.
Yeah. But I'm starting to get to the point though where it's like it's better to admit that you might have problematic thinking than to pretend like you're perfectly. No, like I look at everybody the same. I don't da da da. Like
Yeah.
it's like the things flash in your brain, but like you have to look at people as individuals. Like
Well, you get
and
caught.
it's like-
What happens is, and that's why they say the kind of like
Cancel culture.
eats its own tail, and progressivism eats its own tail, because if you try to maintain this standard that your thinking has to be crystal clear, spotless, and you like, then nobody can live up to that standard. We all have thoughts, we all have opinions that some other person would find problematic. We all have our biases, we all have our stereotypes that
and we used to be able to turn that into jokes.
well, exactly, that's the point. And it's
I mean,
like,
we still can, but yeah.
so that's
still
why
do.
you see a lot of these guys, like you see like Jimmy Kimmel, you know, all these like super like lefty guys now who like all had all this shit to say about blackface and stuff. And it's like, well, dude, you did a blackface video in like 2000 and it was funny. And like, I'm not the one sitting here saying that it can't be funny sometimes.
Right.
You are.
Yeah,
But
like,
you're the one fucking
Tropic
like
Thunder, that was amazing. But yeah.
exactly. Like there's a time and place for things, for everything, unfortunately. And it's like when you hold yourself, when the whole like mantra of your ideology is, you know, fall in line, you have to think this way. Any thought outside of this thin little narrow field of acceptable opinions makes you a terrible person. Well, it's like, well, you guys are all eventually gonna get caught being terrible people then if you don't allow yourself a little wiggle room to
just
be
care-
like, hey, sometimes I just don't really fuck with Asian bitches sometimes.
Right. I just care that the field of opinions has grass on it at least, or had the potential. Like that nobody on any side is molesting kids. That's all that I ask. Other than that, I have like a pretty
But
acceptable moral compass.
You know what they say? If there's no grass on the field, you gotta play in the mud.
Wait, does that mean like fuck brown children when you're on like a sex trade vacation?
that an
Or
anal
does that
joke?
mean, like, you're
Yeah,
anal?
that means
Oh,
if they're
okay,
too
okay.
young, you fuck them in the butt.
Yeah, well, that's again, Doug Stanhope had a joke about trans women. He's like, they look so good, you just want to fuck them in the ass anyway. Yeah.
See, that's a good joke.
Yeah. Oh, Doug Stanhope.
That is a
Doug Stanhope
good
is
joke.
the reason why I started comedy. He's my. He's
Doug
my hero.
Stanhope's the reason why I started drinking.
Yeah.
I remember when you went to the Doug Stanhope show and we're just fucking geeking in the back.
I could have shook his hand and I was too scared.
Yeah, I remember.
I had the opportunity. Like
You're a
I-
Stanhope stan?
that is one of the memories that haunts me at night.
I remember you that night. You were on one, dude. You were
I was on. What does that mean? Like yeah.
like you were just on a different level. Like
I mean,
of-
yeah, aren't I?
yeah, no, but like 10 times what you are. Right
Really,
now.
I was like.
You're nervous, fucking all over.
Oh,
the
because
place,
I mean
miss.
that is like he's like meeting the Beatles, I guess, for like a teenager in the 60s or 70s.
Yeah, dude, you were
like,
squirting
he
all
was-
over the place.
Fuck yeah! Like Doug Stanhope was like again, like I don't think he could get it up for me either because like
I don't think you can get up for anybody.
yeah, he can't even get it up for bingo like anymore. But it's just I get it. Like I fucking love Doug Stanhope. Yeah, and it's just he's just so like real, and he's like the last. I don't want to say he's the last real comedian, but yeah.
He's one. He's definitely of that generation.
And he called a special beer hall putsch. That's the one, and it
Yeah,
also goes
that's-
back to what
yeah.
Hitler did.
He's
Like,
got-
that's pretty badass.
he's got some
It's
of the
not
best
badass,
names.
but
Beer
yeah,
hall
yeah.
pitch.
Beer hall putsch,
Push.
or yeah.
Push.
P-U-T-S-C.
Yeah.
P-U-T-S-C-H.
What's a putsch?
It's like a fucking like a rally.
But you know what? You know
that's
what?
that's what Hitler's when he first tried to rise to power and when he got arrested he was doing a beer, he called it the beer hall push.
Yeah,
where
that's
he
what
was just
stand-up
going
feels like.
he would go to different big beer halls and just start being like, come on guys, we got to get these fucking
My
Jews."
comedy career isn't working out, so I'm gonna start doing that.
And that's how Hitler got his rise, was just
Yeah.
going up to drunk people and being like, these fucking Jews, guys. and then they fucking took over they insurrected. and killed some people, lit some shit on fire, and he got arrested. He wrote Mein Kampf and came back out with a fucking vengeance, dude.
I feel like that's like our entire careers. is
Hitler
beer hall
and Shane
pushers.
Gillis had like the same career trajectory. Like they got in there. They
It's
got
crazy that like Shane Gillis is like, I'm so fucking happy for him. Like, and he's somebody I really respect. Where he's like, I'm copying this from Louis C.K. I think describing him, but he's doing jokes that are conservative leaning in front of Brooklyn hipsters, but he's making it work, and that's fucking awesome. And I think that's what we need. We need to be able to all find a middle ground, and comedy's the best way.
That is what the art of comedy is.
I would be able to be trying to do that if I wasn't banned from Sissimos.
Oh yeah, but
I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna keep silent.
Yeah.
you have to be able to because really when you're telling comedy, you're kind of making a point. It might not always be a political point, but you're making a point because that's kind of the point of talking at all. If you're not trying to make a point, then why shut up? It's like, so whatever your point is, and you have to figure out a way to say it so that no matter where you fall on that, like where your opinion lies on that subject, if you can say something in a way that makes that person laugh, you've done your job.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean you have to make them agree with you, but what you've proven is I've made you be able to see it through my eyes.
Yes, yeah.
Because I had that connection with you that made you laugh. Whereas even if you walk away from there like, yeah, that joke is funny, I still fucking think that's a totally wrong take. But it's like, hey, for that fucking 1 minute in that bit, you were with me. And you saw how other people could see it. Yeah. And then at least from that perspective, you can then go, well, I disagree with that person, but I get what he's saying. Right. And now that you lose the whole, anybody who disagrees with me is a piece of shit. So it kind of like it kind of bridges the gap between people.
And that's the thing, I'm tired. Like, I am a piece of shit. Okay, so I'm gonna do the jokes that I want to. I'm done pretending like I'm not.
Well, yeah.
It's like,
that's the thing is, you're not a piece of shit.
Well, you know, just like I know, yeah.
Society is gonna tell you you're a piece of shit for saying things you say, but you're not.
Yeah, because I mean, I know it's coming from
I'm not a piece of shit. I know I do good things. So anytime anybody's got a problem with what I say, it's like, all right, well, that's your thing to deal with. Like, I understand that consequence of what I'm saying.
Are you like doing energy work? Or are you like blocking chakras to like keep?
No, I've been going to therapy for like 8 months now.
Oh,
I think the biggest pieces of shit are the ones who wind up kind of subscribing the most to that kind of like thought policing type of thing, because like most of the time when people like are super vocal about social issues and things publicly, they do tend to be some of the skeeviest, most selfish, conniving people in real life. And it's a very clear overcompensation where it's like, you know, you're a piece of shit. And you're not changing that about yourself. You're not going to fuck somebody over for rent or something like that. You're not going to fucking do work for somebody and then, you know, they pay you and then you don't actually do the work. You're not going to do that type of shit. So instead, you're just going to spout off about things that have nothing to do with you to try to gain social credit that way. When in reality, you're not doing anything on the ground in your own life to fucking make yourself a better person. And so I think
I'm definitely not doing anything to make better myself or better in any way.
It does take a certain type of person to be like, look, you know, saying I'm not a piece of shit does not mean you're saying you're perfect. It means well, I do try in my everyday life to do, you know, the right thing. Even if the right thing winds up, you know, making me lose a couple bucks or something like that.
I just want to do the funny thing. That's the thing.
Yep.
Sometimes they're the same thing.
Nice. Okay.
Sometimes the funniest, you know.
Usually the funniest thing to say is the worst thing to say.
Yeah, right. And again, because that's what hilarity is. I mean, again, I don't mean to keep talking about Louis C.K., but he said when hilarity is just something that is like so, it's like painful that it's like it makes you laugh. That's hilarity, and that's always the comedy that I enjoyed. I like all kinds, but yeah.
Yeah, I got a bit that I've been wanting to do. I've tried it like 3 times, and every time I do it, it sends.
You have a 7-Up.
It sends the audience into a fucking. It's just not. It's a hard thing to talk about.
Yeah,
it's a really hard thing to talk about, and it's a hard and the whole like idea of the joke, like where it has to start where it starts. Otherwise, the ending doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's a molestation involved.
Okay.
And it's just. Basically, the ending thing is that we need to make porn for little girls.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you mean like porn for little girls or porn of little girls?
Porn for little girls.
The porn for little girls is like Harry Potter fan fiction. At least that's what it was for me.
Yeah. Because like the idea is like like boys watch porn from a young age and they're like, this is fucking
God.
awesome. But if you show a little girl that same porn, she's gonna
It's
be like,
traumatic.
oh God, what is happening? Like that lady's getting fucking
Yeah.
she's calling out for Jesus. Like,
I hope my dad isn't listening because when I was like I think he does something, but I found a gangbang porn tape in the VCR when I was putting in like Howl's Moving Castle, like an innocent anime. And it was like one of the most like it made me cry. But then like I watch stuff like that on occasion now, and it does like it's, we evolve throughout life. But at that age, it was horrifying.
never been into GBs, dude. Not a big.
Never been into Glen Burnie, no.
Not a big gangbang. I've been into Glen Burnie. Trust me.
But again, it's because like and I know I don't but it was horrible. I mean, it was like, and my dad was so like weird about like the way I would dress and stuff, and the video was called like gangbang whores or something, or sluts, and it was just like to see that, and it's like, what, you won't even let me like wear like something.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get turned on by you.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
You flip your dad's perf switch the wrong way, and you're fucking.
I'm definitely not releasing this. Oh my god. But yeah, my dad, I have a very problematic relationship.
He didn't molest you, did he?
No, but there were some creepy things. I just think
Yeah,
that
because look how you were dressed.
I was dressed in like a Wolf Moon Dragon t-shirt that like rappers look cool in.
You're not
like,
leaving
I was
my
like,
house looking like that.
You're staying right here looking like that.
But yeah, again, yeah, I have lots of there's lots of things that I can't wait to talk about when he's dead.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Like what?
I don't know how to block. Okay, I love my but my.
Just talk about it while he's alive. Give the man his flowers while he's still here.
I don't know what to do because it's like I want to talk about this, but like I'm scared of like putting it out
I know
there.
your dad.
But,
It's fine. I remember I met your dad at the pawn shop. It's all good. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's my dad he's just got a lot of secrets.
Okay.
And who he presented himself as didn't align with who he really is, and that really fucked with my perception and trust of people. I'll just say that. But
Okay.
yeah, I'll tell you guys after. But yeah.
No.
But I love you, Dad, and thanks for helping me pick up my kids and giving me $100 sometimes when I'm destitute.
What?
It's like having children really heals, I guess, some kind of thing. It's like I want them to know him, and
It speaks to
Which hymn
and they're
do you want
boys.
them to know?
Yeah.
Which hymn do you want them to know?
I want them to know the hymn that he was my hero. Like growing up till I was about like 11. Like he used to drunk drive like and be like, come on, Sam, like I want to take you to Borders bookstore because I was a huge nerd, and like I'll buy you like a series of unfortunate events, and that's just like my life. It's just a series of unfortunate events.
Literally, you were like, he was my hero. He would drunk drive me.
This car drive is a series of unfortunate events.
But and he was. I mean, again, like it was all a lie. But like, was it a lie? I don't know. That's the hard part. It's like our parents are entitled to have their own personal secret lives, but
Well, I guess it's not like a lie necessarily all the time. I think that like a sociopath is someone who like actively tries to maintain this image of themselves that is not at all who they are, and they're aware of that. And I think for most people, we all kind of know deep down the person we should be, but most people are kind of too weak to be that person at all times. And so, like, when I see, like, you know, just from that little side away thing, it's like, he's probably thinking, like, damn, I wish I wasn't wasted right now. But also, I think I should be taking my daughter to Borders to get her some books. And so it's like this weird combination of, like, the person that he wants to be and the person that he unfortunately is. And that doesn't make you a liar. It just makes you, you know, not perfect.
That is very true. And he grew up with a lot of Catholic guilt, so I get it. But yeah, that is so true that like the person that you're portraying yourself to be like, and is can't align with like who you really are on the inside. But it's, I don't know. It's, and that's why I want my kids to just know from the jump that I'm always going to disappoint them.
Well, that's a good starting point.
Yeah. But yeah, my dad. Okay. Let's. I think we have like an Amber Alert. It's an inner child Amber Alert.
Oh, really?
I shared some of my inner child wounds. Like Matt,
Alert.
like we have an inner child Amber Alert on our phone. Like what is something that like
What?
your inner child is missing?
I don't have an Amber Alert on my phone. What are you talking about?
It's like, have you heard about that? Like, you're into angel numbers and shit. Like, have you heard about like healing your own like inner child? But,
Oh yeah.
Sort of, but not really.
Yeah.
You never heard of healing your own inner child? You go to therapy, they never talk about your inner
Yeah.
child.
Sort of, but we haven't gotten there. There's a lot of other shit we're working through first before we get to my inner child. My grown man isn't doing too hot.
That's hilarious. That is like fun. Like,
The
I'm
man
just like,
inside me is not.
Yeah, the man inside me is he needs more work than my.
Because a lot of like therapy and movies, they'll do that thing where they're like hypnotize you, and then they're like, okay, you're 3 years old, you're on the baseball field, and then like you're supposed to be like hypnotized in the state where you like relive this thing. I think there's a lot. I mean, I somebody said something once that kind of stuck with me, and it was like, you know, that voice in your head that
put me in the psych ward now.
well, we all have that like inner monologue, obviously.
But how many? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean. How many voices in your head do you think are acceptable?
Are you when you have voices in your head? Are they your voice or are they some Baphomet fucking guy?
I'm sorry. This is hilarious. I'm like, yeah.
No, I'm being serious now.
I prefer to call them spirit guides.
But they're not your voice.
Do they communicate to you as you or as someone else?
I genuinely believe that I'm able to channel. Again, I'm not saying, oh, I'm so special. It's just because I believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
Certain energies, like there's the god Hermes or Mercury or Odin, who's like the god of like airs, like quick-witted sort of comedy trickster energy. And
Yeah.
sometimes I feel
Who,
like
Odin?
I can. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, Odin. I mean, like I said, like he was like Sky Daddy, like original, and
Okay.
he was like. And all of these things sort of overlap these archetypes. And I'm not saying that it's real, but sometimes when I think, okay, I'm like certain archetype, I can. I don't know if this is making sense or not, but yeah.
Do you
it's like-
hear an actual
Yeah.
like speaking voice to you that isn't your own voice? Or do you just feel like you're sometimes driven by the archetypal energies of these other
Yes,
beings?
you said it. Yes,
Okay, so
I need
that's-
white men to like speak for me. Like,
Well, yeah, this is why mansplaining is good. If anybody's listening to this podcast, this is a clear-cut example of why
that's
mansplaining
hilarious.
it's good. It's good stuff there.
yeah.
Because we all have
Yeah.
different aspects of our personality, you know, and that's also
Right,
why we
right.
have different friend groups too.
Yeah.
You know, that like I have friends that like my sense of humor with them is totally different than my sense of humor with you or my sense of humor. Like I have guys that like we're drinking buddies. Like
Yeah.
those are the guys that I go out and like if we're hanging out, we're going out, we're getting drunk. Then I have other friends that aren't interested in that shit at all. And so it's a completely different vibe. It's a completely different thing. Those are all different aspects of what makes me or any individual person them. All these different energies that kind of manifest into like one thing, you know? So yeah, there's definitely times when you channel like this type of energy or that type of energy. But I think, you know, when people talk about voices in your head, I think the big distinction that I would make is like whenever I have any type of internal monologue, I always associate it with my own self speaking those things, even if those things might be not the same me all the time. Like the same voice in my head when I'm like out doing this thing might not be the same voice if I'm
And
on
you don't
stage
feel
playing.
like a sociopath. Like I feel like a sociopath because I'm not the same. Like, and I'm getting to the point where I'm just like I have to just be me. Like fuck it. Like everywhere I am.
But
And
that's-
I'm a mess. But
I've learned this in therapy is that everybody has different masks that they put on
right,
at all times.
right.
And
That's
it's-
the big thing with being on the spectrum is
and they're-
masking.
and you're never gonna not do that.
Yeah,
like, and it's
yeah.
also completely normal and healthy to do that. Like,
Right,
you
right.
can't be yourself.
Okay, but I hang
all
out
the
with a lot of
time,
black people,
everywhere.
and they're like, "You need to keep it real," and I'm like,
Yeah, they don't keep it real because they go home and they fuck dudes
and I don't.
and vote Republican.
and again,
They
like-
don't keep it real.
That's not keeping it real.
It's not.
And I haven't been hanging out with black people since they accused me of being a crack addicted devil worshiper.
When was
I
that?
haven't. But the Ratchet Roundtable, Ray Diva came for me.
What? What the
yeah,
fuck is
yeah.
the Ratchet Roundtable?
That's Maria Sanchez's like live show that she does in the morning and stuff. And I was trying.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But
Ray Diva called you a crack
and-
demon.
yes, if I ever have a special, I'm calling it Crack Demon.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty tight. I would keep hanging out with them.
Yeah.
I would show them that you are a crack demon. Dude.
But again, like I just Okay, she's saying that I was like sucking dick for crack, and it's like I'm not sucking dick for crack. I'm a phone sex operator.
Yeah.
There's
Wait,
a difference.
I'm
It's
pretending
not-
to suck dick
Yeah.
for crack. I'm talking about sucking dick for crack. It's different. That's a different thing entirely.
Yeah, that's what she talks about sucking dick for crack.
No,
too.
I make men swallow their own cum for the goddess. So I'm
Oh
not,
my
yeah.
God.
So yeah, it's not that.
Can you
yeah,
say that in your phone sex voice, please? Let me close my eyes and you tell me to swallow.
Oh my
own cum.
god!
Go ahead, Sam.
I can't.
Sam?
It's pretty similar to just my.
Do you want me to
voice.
call you?
It's
Do you want me
just
to call you on the phone?
I mean, I'm pretty desperate
Call-
for money.
would
so
that
yeah,
help?
but-
Is
yeah.
it? Do I have to call like an 800 number and ask for Sam? What's your extension?
No, of course I don't go by Sam. But yeah, I'm a priestess of the dark goddess, and yeah,
That's what you
yeah.
go by. What's your phone sex name?
What? I'm not gonna say it on the podcast. But
Why
yeah,
not?
because
You don't want
like,
business? The best
like,
way to
why-
promote yourself is through yourself.
I'm
Yeah, that's
so
true.
annoying to talk to. Like, why would anybody like pay to like talk to me? It's like, but yeah,
Yeah,
They don't know you.
yeah.
I mean, if you still need food stamps,
yeah.
you're obviously not a good phone sex operator.
Oh,
You're no
yeah.
Miss Cleo, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm the guy that he says he's gonna give me his food stamp card. So I'm like, yes, like this is like ghetto sugar daddying or white trash sugar daddying
That
when
is-
he gives you his food stamp card.
That is top tier sugar daddy
Yeah.
shit right there.
Yeah, he showed up literally in a trench coat and he looked like he was just ready to just massacre an entire middle school. And I was like, yes.
That's the aspartame daddy, dude. That's not even a sugar daddy.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
fake sugar.
That is the aspartame daddy.
Aspartame daddy.
Yeah.
Splendid daddy.
Stevia daddy.
Yeah, again, like I told you last night on the phone, I have a comic, so this is what's gonna happen. But okay.
Who,
Yeah.
your boy?
Keeping
This
that
guy's
on
your
the
boyfriend?
low.
I'm talking to him.
Your
Yeah.
boyfriend's the leader of the trenchcoat mafia?
Yes, that would be badass. That would be like the highest level that would be alpha as fuck. No.
That is awful.
Is his name Dylan?
But his name is Link.
Like
Yeah.
for real, his name is Link?
He was adopted and he has a lot of trauma apparently. So he was used to play Legend of Zelda a lot I shouldn't be saying this. I shouldn't be putting all
Yeah,
this
you won't
business
talk
out
about
there.
your dad, but you're putting your boyfriend shit out there like it's nothing.
I am a piece of shit.
Does you make him swallow his own cum for the goddess?
No. It's not like I made him. No, I'm not gonna say it, but yeah. We have a healthy dynamic.
It doesn't sound like it. If you just said I made him, I'm not gonna say it. Then you were about to tell a whole international audience about.
International.
International.
Internetty bow. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm sorry. I haven't ever been a good partner in relationships. So yeah.
Whatever happened to you and my brother? You said no to that?
I liked him a lot, and he was like really attracted to me, and he knew his rising sign, his sun sign, his moon sign right away.
Yeah.
He looked like a neurodivergent Viking, and I was like, yes. I was like, that's so hot. I really wanted.
But
to
he
meet
wouldn't
him.
swallow his cum for the goddess.
No, he's really close with like a mutual female friend, and then I just read into something too much where
What
I
is
didn't
this?
want to like overstep.
Space
but-
Eater.
Oh,
sorry.
sick.
No.
Yeah, Joe got this. I think this is more effective for like when it's not that cold. This is like when it's cold as fuck outside because that's not going to cut it. But when it's like 50 degrees and you just want a little fucking little toast,
Yeah, light toast.
Yeah.
Yeah, light toast. That's good for that. Because Joe couldn't stand the noxious fumes because my band's a bunch of fucking pussies and they're
pussy,
like
dude.
breathing in kerosene. Ooh, it's bad for you.
Joe's not the drummer guy, right?
Joe is the bassist guitarist.
Yeah,
guy.
the drummer guy is tight.
They're both tight, but they're not big fans of the K1. They're not big fans of the
K1.
K1. Kerosene.
Oh.
And I get it.
was like,
It's
is
not
this the new
ideal.
drug? Like-
It's not ideal, but it's like, come on, man.
Not a new drug, it's an old one.
Yeah. Old school shit
Yeah.
right there.
I was just fucking with you about not banging my brother.
Oh no! I just read into something, and I just didn't want it to affect like a relationship that I had with a female
It wouldn't
friend.
though. That's the thing.
I
You're-
felt
that's
like
you being
it
fucking
would.
wild. Instead, you denied my brother the love that he truly deserves.
No, stop!
Yep. He's gonna be alone forever because of your fucking dumbass,
No.
dude.
Let me see a lighter
You
sound,
had to
please.
go. You had to go ahead
Oh.
and fuck Dylan Roof instead of my brother.
Oh my god!
Can I get one of them ciggies?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A classic trade.
And again, like I really feel
Well,
It's
let's
like, yeah.
let's delve back into this inner child thing because I think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that's a good thing to kind of discuss. I think that when I was bringing up voices in your head, I was talking more about the inner monologue that everyone has. And someone said something that it was like a lot of that voice is your parents, like, and I see that. I see that fully. Like a lot of the voice in my head is very
lefty or
check. Oh, let's see what's going on. Give me 1 second.
yeah. But yeah, I do feel that.
We on? Okay. Easy at it. A lot of that voice is like for me, it's definitely so much my dad. Like, and when you talk about like the inner child, like my dad even used to say, he would be like, Jim, I'm not raising you to be a cool kid. I'm raising you to be a cool adult. And
wow,
like,
that's awesome.
A lot of the stuff that I feel
I'm gonna
like
steal that from your dad. Sorry.
kids were allowed to kind of do and get away with and like enjoy. Like I didn't like people always kind of like reminisce and like sensationalize and like, you know, gas up childhood. And it's like, dude, I love being adult so much more than being a kid. Like if you truly enjoyed being a child more than an adult, that's like, in my opinion, a major like psychological type of like world outlook issue that you have.
I don't know. I sort of agree with you, but the fact that like when you're a kid, so like I played baseball. So let me get that later, bro. So when I was a kid, my job basically was to play baseball.
Yeah.
Like that was all I had to really worry about was school, I guess. But that like my whole thing I did all the time was baseball. And that's why I love doing that. And it's like now as an adult I have
Do you think it like
I
taught
guess
you
I'm-
values
I don't know.
that you like still incorporate today, or like gave you like a
100%.
good like?
It definitely
ethic
teaches
and-
you values, but what you're really trying to learn is look, the way, because whenever people talk about when they like glorify childhood, the number one thing they bring up is the freedom of being a kid, the lack of responsibility, and the freedom to just do what you want, and that was it. But it's like, if you want to have an enjoyable adulthood, you have to find a way to make money doing what you want to do. That is really the goal of adulthood as far as I can see it. And part of making sure that you reach that goal is by teaching kids from a young age, like, hey, you may not want to do this now, but this is going to be a skill that like for instance, with music for me, like I didn't even have the idea of pursuing music professionally until I was out of high school and dropped out of college. I was always talented at music and I would always do like church shows and talent shows and learn songs and play guitar from a young age. But my father was very adamant about like, you know, before you go outside, you're fucking going to practice guitar for this long. And I used to hate it because my friends would be outside playing basketball, doing whatever. And like, no, one of my responsibilities as a kid was to fucking play guitar and practice and get good at it. And he kind of went about it in this way. He was like, look, like this is a talent you have. This is something I'm going to develop. And other parents would kind of call him out and be like, why aren't you letting him? Like, why? And he's like, well, do you make your kid do his math homework? Do you make your kid do his English homework? Like, well, I make my kid fucking practice this. Like, now we're
Do you
just.
feel thankful that he did that?
I absolutely do, because now I'm an adult and I have a skill that a lot of people don't have, and I'm able to make money playing fucking music for a living. Am I the most successful person in the world? No, but I don't really relate to people when they talk about like, oh, dude, adulthood is just like, I feel like I'm locked in this box. I have to spend 5 days a week. Thank God it's Friday. I finally get to be myself. It's like, dude, like, you know, I understand the grind. Like I'm definitely still on the grind. And like, yeah, you don't just immediately become an adult and immediately just get to do what you want to do for a living and not have to work a quote unquote real job, but that should be the goal. And so if you have the values instilled in you, the work ethic and things like that, then you're able to take on adulthood and then go, okay, I'm going to work at this fucking restaurant job or wash windows or do all these things that I have to do in the now. But the main goal is this, because eventually I want to be able to do this thing that I love and be able to pay for my fucking lifestyle. And at that point, then you're more free than a kid was, because now you get to fucking do what you love to do, pay for everything else you want to do from that money, and now nobody gets to tell you shit. It's like, if you enjoyed being a kid, it's like, dude, being a kid is constantly people telling you shit. Go to bed, eat this, go to school.
Don't tell daddy.
Yeah, don't
Don't tell your father.
Oh,
you know, like
my parents were like addicts and stoners, so they didn't even want to do adult responsibilities. So that's why I had like no rules. But instead of like rock and roll, drugs, partying, I just like went on Neopets night long and didn't do my homework.
well, people. I do think most people kind of like school trains you for it. School trains you to just get accustomed to really, the best way of looking at it trains good employees. That's what it's meant to do.
I was thinking this something earlier. I just wanted to ask you guys because like Matt is a couple years younger than us, but we're basically in the same generation. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about like at least in my school, as early as elementary, they separated the students from.
By race? I totally agree with it.
Yeah.
Segregation was a good idea. Just kidding. Go on.
My grandmother used to say segregation was the worst. Wait, with segregation, I'm so fucking retarded. Oh my God. Like with segregation, that was separating them. Yeah. She said that was like the best.
Integration was the opposite.
Yes, she said segregate.
They integrated way wrong.
She said integration was the worst thing to happen in America.
Forced integration was terrible.
Yeah, I think we need to find the derivative of that and bring it back.
That caused
I'm sorry, Mom.
that caused a lot of fucking problems. Was how they integrate because they were taking kids from places that like. It's not like they took the black kids from the black neighborhood and just let them go to the school there. They took black kids from places like across town and brought them to the fucking other place. And it's like, that's not how that goes. You got to put them with each other.
Right. But they took children from Africa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, took or were given or were like whatever, dude. Like, it's not like white people just came in and started killing the Africans and taking them. That's not how it went down.
Yeah. I know. Oh my God. I wish we had a black person here. So
Although white people did win history, so it might have went down like that. They might not have actually sold their own. But
scoreboard.
But okay.
How many history
Are we
books
going to make that a reel of the clip? Is like white people have won history. Yeah.
Well, I see what Matt's saying. It's like what I think a lot of people get caught up in the what people say like good schools make a good community.
Yeah, but sorry, this sort of relates to just what I was just. It's like in our generation, like they separated as early as elementary school. Mm-hmm. The smart kids were putting gifted and talented.
Yeah, as they should.
Us mediocre fuckers were put in the middle.
Yeah.
But I was
Sorry,
in both,
you fucking yellow group retard.
Well,
I was both in honors and special ed class at the same time. So
I was
it's
in
like,
the red group, baby.
Well, it's not.
Now you're red pill.
It's not a terrible flaw. Well, I think the big flaw that I noticed in our generation was.
But gifted and talented, that's so like. Neat.
It's well, they start calling it an AP at some point. Gifted and talented is kind of they could probably change that a little bit. The problem that I noticed with at my high school, Towson High School, was they kind of just got rid of the idea of a vocational track altogether. And so they were basically telling everyone that anyone at Towson High School, your goal is to go to college and get like some type of like intellectual job.
You didn't go to learn how to like wipe old people's ass or
they
like
got,
do like
they got rid of that.
or-
They got
wow,
rid of that. And it happened during my time there. I remember at a literal announcement, like on the morning announcements where one of the assistant principals got on, was like, we are getting rid of like the vocational track, because they used to have like a thing where like guys could be like, I want to fucking take mechanics classes, and like they could kind of like get out of the like let me learn calculus track. And when you're in 9th or 10th grade, it's like, okay, like you have basic math down, you know how to fucking read, you know how to like function in society, and so now we're going to specialize you in a more like hands-on blue collar type of career path that you can actually make a living doing. So instead what they did was go like, well, we're still going to have advanced placement, we're still going to have honors, and we're still going to have remedial and special education, but we're going to push all of you in the same direction. So it's like, okay, well, if you're pushing everyone in the college direction, then clearly the advanced placement kids are going to have an advantage over the honors kids, because you're not giving the honors kids and the remedial kids an opportunity to go like, okay, well, I also want to learn this stuff, but can I maybe learn stuff that's going to be applicable in my life? And they're like, no, because being a mechanic isn't good enough. Being a construction worker isn't good enough for a Towson High School graduate. Everyone has to go to college. Everyone has to be a fucking lawyer or a doctor or a fucking social science professor writing stupid books that nobody fucking reads. Everyone has to do that. And so, yeah, I see what you're saying in terms of like psychologically the separation.
But
the
yeah,
way
at least like the the other kids get to be special. But just like, what about the kids in the middle?
Well, it allows kids in the middle were robbed by a cultural shift in society that kind of just we just put college education as the end all be all of success in the workforce, and basically it made people feel like if they weren't able to succeed in that field, then they weren't going to be able to succeed in anything, because they took away the opportunities of somebody being like, look, dude, you can literally fucking graduate algebra 2 and then just say fuck off to trigonometry and get into like a vocational thing, and you could run an electrician business and make more money than that fucking guy over there.
But did you understand it though? That's the thing. Is just like
understand what?
Like trigonometry or like
I understand
I
it.
didn't give two shits about that stuff.
See, I like
now trigonometry.
trigonometry.
I think I'm gonna call this episode that. Yeah.
I look.
Or what about?
No, fuck! God damn it!
That wasn't even an edit. We self-censored. All right,
At this point-
we've grown through the process.
That's what African American studies used to be called. That's what you should name it.
That's fucking hilarious.
Just six stars ometry.
Yeah.
The reality is trigonometry,
We have to have a
calculus.
black person on next.
Like, yeah, sure. We'll compensate. We'll work it back. We'll work our way back in the black. But like I use calculus not for my job, but for like my fucking gambling addiction. And I use math and trigonometry and things like that. Most of my YouTube history is either
Are
fucking.
you seriously a gambling addict?
No, I just really
I am.
enjoy gambling and I have a great system.
I am.
Like,
I'm an addict.
yeah, Matt is a gambler. I'm a better. I'm a better.
I'm literally a gambling addict now.
But like, because of the sports betting.
Yeah.
But like they do, there
yeah.
are certain things that they say, like they don't teach you how to do your taxes, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, they don't really teach you anything.
When you're on disability, you don't got to do them.
Well, yeah, they teach you, like if you work for a company, they do your tax, like they give you a W-2 and they say blah, blah, blah. They basically teach you, like the whole mentality was always like, go to school so you can go to graduate high school so you can get to a good college. And it's like, well, why? And they go, well, because if you graduate from a good college, you can get a good job. And it's like their whole mentality is always based around training people to like basically impress someone else to hire them. They don't really give you the wherewithal or the tools to be like, well, we're going to teach you how to like make your own business. Maybe instead of trying to get a job at Google, we could give you the skills to can develop something that competes with Google or something like that. Build your own fucking company, build your own business. They don't teach you that because that's not what school's about. And so it's like, I would always have these issues where like when I was in school, getting sent to the office, getting lunch attention and shit, just for like kind of acting out. But I wasn't a bad kid. I would just like make jokes or maybe talk in class or not do my fucking homework because I thought it was fucking bullshit.
Did your parents get upset if like your dad was kind of strict? Or?
My parents would get mad about certain things, but what really set me on the right path was like my dad wasn't going to let me join the wrestling team my freshman year because my grades were so shitty. My freshman year of high school, I was like a D and C student. And then the gym coach, older guy, Mr. Yaska, legend. He was also like a part-time wrestling coach. And he actually called my father and was like, look, I totally get where you're coming from, man. Like, you're not going to let him play sports until he gets his grades up, but I'm telling you, let him join this fucking team because it's going to change the way he goes about things. And it was true. By my sophomore year, I was an A, B student. Junior year, same thing. Senior year. But at that point, of course, like the other stupid shit about high school is they don't, like when you apply to college, you're usually applying towards the end of your junior year and the beginning of your senior year. So your senior year almost doesn't really count in the application process. So they're really just judging you off of your freshman, sophomore, junior year. And it's like, okay, so
like,
now
how did that feel? Like that's a moment I can only dream of because I was always picked last in gym class. And like I always give, and like that's like a moment where it's like in a movie where it's like we need him. Like other
well,
things,
it wasn't.
like,
It wasn't even,
like,
dude. I was not some like. I didn't mean to tell that story as if I was some like.
Oh no, I just
unbelievable athletic prospect. I was a fucking
No.
fat loser, and my gym coach saw the gym teacher / wrestling coach saw that I was a fairly intelligent kid who just wasn't applying myself in school, and he was like, well, put him on the wrestling team, it'll get him in fucking shape and it'll fucking teach him a work ethic and it'll train him discipline, and then all those other things kind of fall into place. And my dad was like, okay, yeah, I'm totally with you. And that happened. And it is what happened. So it wasn't like, Towson Wrestling was not a program where they were like scouting people. Towson Wrestling was basically all the fucking outcasts that like.
But it's good. It's good way to discipline people. And I don't want to make it about male or female, but like I even noticed with my son, like it's stuff like he was throwing a fucking fit yesterday at the Bob Evans restaurant. He was tearing the fucking Bob Evans up. It's like I went on my phone. I'm sorry. I promise this as a point. I promise.
I fucking love you, Sam.
Oh, thank you. I love you. Yeah, but
my son was tearing up the Bob Evans.
Well, both of those assholes were. But I just mean and there's a group of fucking good old boys in Carroll County looking over, and I could hear one of them say, "Look at her. She's on her phone. She's not even paying attention to them." Because I was trying to hysterically find a video to play. But anyway, I asked my aunt to watch my other boy. I took my son outside. We did a couple laps around the Bob Evans outside in the rain, and he calmed down. It was amazing. And that's the thing. I think young men, especially, I can even see it already in my toddler, need physical outlet. And I'm not talking about like being statutory raped by the hot female teacher. I just mean like sports, a discipline, and that wasn't it for me. Like I hated, but I can see it in them.
Well,
but some, I mean, the lacrosse lesbian.
Women's sports definitely. Like, I would definitely want my daughter in sports.
No, because the trans women would totally.
Well, that's true. She would get dominated, but not my fucking daughter. Not my fucking daughter.
Yeah, not my daughter that was born a boy.
My trans daughter is gonna fucking dominate.
Yeah. If I have a son and he's not killing shit in sports by the time he's 10, it's like, yo.
If I have a son and he's not killing shit, I'm gonna be happy. I'm like, yes. Like,
but this again leads into the theoretical kind of just dissonance in that way of looking at the world, is because so much of the progressive kind of like, advanced modern way of looking at things is trying to discount of the natural differences between boys and girls. And it takes away this acknowledgement. It's like, no, like because boys and girls are different, they are. They do require, not totally different. I mean, but there are different angles of raising a boy into a man than raising a girl into a woman. And so when they get rid of that, it's like, yeah, boys do have a higher level of tendency towards aggression.
That's what Milo Yiannopoulos
says.
Men have a higher statistic of either being geniuses or total fucking retards.
Well, yeah, basically,
women are more like in between.
What the male gender sex in humans and most animals is, they're kind of like that's God just being like, all right, let's try this thing out. Women are pretty much straight across the board. Like when Milo talked about the bell curve of IQ for men and women, and I think Jordan Peterson references this a lot too. What they say is that men have far more people represented in the genius spectrum, and far more people represented in the mentally retarded spectrum. So they have far more people. And if you
like autistic dudes, there's a mix of both.
Yeah, and women are pretty much more consistently right down the line.
Right.
There are female geniuses and there are female fucking retards, but most like women as a whole are much more like down the line.
Yeah.
Like, but men are just kind of like, they're kind of like the extremes. And so like you have, I don't know, it's kind of just like, they have the woman and the guys are just like, let's see what works. Let's try this type of fucking guy and see what happens.
Right.
But
because men didn't matter for centuries. It's like, I mean, it was like, I didn't mean to say matter, but like going to war and stuff, and it's just like whoever survived got the fucking child bride.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But it's like when you get rid of the idea that it's like, well, look, men are naturally going to have a higher level, with testosterone and things like that, like higher levels of aggression. I have a high level of testosterone
because I got polycystic ovarian syndrome. Sorry.
Oh shit.
I think it's maybe slightly funnier, but yeah.
That sounds cool.
You need to have someone take that natural aggression and channel it into something good.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that's what you see a lot in the quote unquote fatherless communities where no, for real. I mean, it could be anybody, but I can always tell when I see a little kid. I can tell like a fifth sense, because this doesn't have to be that fucking hard, like a fucking fourth sense, that they don't have a father present in their life.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
When I
what
look
are,
at
what are
young
the
boys-
signs? What are the young? What are the
When I look at young boys, it's this sense of it.
We're not talking about astrology signs. We're talking about.
When I look at young boys, I think about their daddies.
Yeah. When I see young boys, it's not as noticeable with girls because again, I feel like they're less volatile. But with boys, it's usually
volatility comes out when they're
usually
teenagers,
manifests in a inflated sense of entitlement. And I feel like what happens a lot of times is like my mother disciplined me, but my father really fucking disciplined me.
Right, you're like, oh shit, dad's coming home. I better like.
and that was
yeah.
like, my mom would hit me, but my dad would fucking hit me.
Oh
and
my
it's
God,
like, and
that's
it's
not-
like,
yeah.
but that type of ego check kind of pushes you
This is
into
crazy that we're
it,
talking-
puts
yeah.
you into your role. Like my
Yeah.
father would talk to me like an adult. He would never hide shit or things like that. But at the end of the day, it was always like, hey, if at a certain point we've had a whole conversation, you still don't agree with me, guess what? It's just gonna have to be a because I fucking said so thing. It's like
Right.
I'm not gonna be the type of parent that's gonna be like, this is how it is, and I'm not even gonna explain myself. He would explain himself. We'd have a whole conversation, debate back and forth. And at the end of that conversation, if I was still like, well, fucking, be like, well, fucking get the fuck out then. That's it. Like it's like I'm the fucking parent. You're the fucking kid. And when you're not the fucking kid, get the fuck out of my house and you can go do your own whatever fucked up ideas you have in your stupid fucking head.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
until then, you fucking live here. And it's like boys especially, all children need this, but boys especially, they fucking need that. They
Dude, I'm
need
so
that.
happy that you told me this story because I feel like a fucking horrible person because I'm not saying that I spank my kids, but my oldest son especially will not listen for any and it gets me upset when I tell him over and over again when he's putting himself in like a dangerous situation. I hope fucking CPS doesn't come back. But yeah, it's like, and I've whacked him a couple times on and like put him in his place a little bit.
Yeah,
and
you got to.
Then he stops. But it's like it feels like such a fucking taboo thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I'm so glad that you said that
No.
that you feel like you have to do that.
It's the same thing with like we were saying earlier, like racism has a time and place. Like beating your kid or hitting your child has a time and place.
Yeah, I would
also.
never beat like there's way too
Like
yeah.
you don't just take out the stress of the day on your kid, but if your
Yeah.
kid is being a fucking bitch, you gotta fucking
Yeah.
like.
They're just at this horrible age where you can't. They talk like little fucking like Yoda or like a Star Wars gibberish alien, like and they don't understand. Like but then he knows. I have to film Loki when he's laughing because he sounds like he's tying down a woman to a railroad track. I have never heard a child that age maniacally cackle.
Wait, is your kid's name Loki?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay,
that's
I was-
what I get for
okay.
naming him Loki.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then it's just he won't. And I feel horrible, but that's like my last resort sometimes.
Well, you just have to fucking.
Were
you just
were
have
you
to,
hit like? Never in the face. I would never do that. Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
both
mean,
my parents hit me.
Like when they're man-sized and coming at you.
My dad would. My mom would beat me more often, but when my dad got a hold of me, that was.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's like, yeah, you were scared.
The last time my dad hit me was when I was like 15. It was when my parents were divorced, and there was one weekend where my dad's custody, and we went over there, and I just really didn't want to be there. And I walked in with a shitty attitude, and he was like, "What's your fucking problem?" I'm like, "I don't want to fucking be here, dude. I don't like you." And he was like, "What?" And he started like full sprinting at me, and I ran downstairs, and he fucking tackled me and just
What?
fucking punched me in the face like 3 times. And I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Because I guess that hurt him so bad.
yeah.
But he didn't know how to channel it in like a healthy way.
No,
yeah,
I was
'cause-
being a fucking bitch. Like I deserve that. I shouldn't have said
Wait.
that to him. He wanted
Yeah.
to spend time with his kids.
Well, there's also an element of like the real world. People always say violence is never the answer, but that's kind of a short-sighted way of looking at things. In reality, violence should be the final solution. It should be.
Oh no!
Every single.
That's what you named this episode.
Every single
Oh
thing
my God.
in life.
Yeah.
We all kind of like do our best to avoid physical conflict on a daily basis, unless you're a fucking jerk and you're constantly finding yourself in physical confrontations. But like, okay, so somebody's raping a girl on the side of the road, are you gonna fucking explain to him why that's wrong?
Hey, cut that
Listen
out.
to me. Do you understand? No, there's certain, if somebody's trying to fucking, fuck with your kids or
Was she
something like
asking
that.
for it?
Well, that's obviously got to be a first question. No, it's like there are times when that is the only option, and when you raise a kid, you have to prepare them for all of the things that are going to happen to them, as opposed to sheltering them in this thing where, like, well, I'm not, like, I was taught, like, dude, yeah, I'm not just going to get hit for anything, but there are certain things and certain ways of acting that are going to get you hit. And if it's not by me, then it's going to be when you're fucking out in Fells Point mouthing off at a bar drunk and somebody else is going to fucking knock you out. And guess what? They don't give two shits about you. I do. So I'd rather be the one to teach you that lesson as opposed to that fucking rando.
Or when World War III hits, like...
Yeah, or something like that. It's like, even World War is a great example. Most of the world is, small times of peace and long times of people dying and fighting.
We're about due
over
for like a world war, aren't we? Like,
100%.
Realistically, looking at the history, yeah.
Yeah, and America's due for another war. That's like a war.
And that's the thing. I don't want to fight. It's like
There's no fucking way you're going. They can't. You're not even getting drafted, dude. You're not even on the board.
Are we getting
I couldn't even be a comfort woman.
You are too.
What's the age?
When they're drafting, it goes up to 35.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it's 18 to 35?
Yep, men
Wow.
18 to 35. And
Well, you know what? You've seen some of those girls in porn, the stuff that they've been through their bodies. It's like, an
And
18-year-old
also,
could
like,
go to war.
Jimmy and I are pretty much like peak, like the two like types of body you want to have as men.
Yeah.
Is Jimmy and mine.
You want, well, we have all the specs. We're not college educated. We have no kids. We're unmarried.
Yeah.
And
And
we're both
we're
fucking
also
jacked.
physical specimens of the male species.
We're just fucking
So, like,
jacked,
the
so.
army wants us, dude. I got fucking Putin knocking on my door. I got Xi
Putin is
Jinping
fucking jacked. I will
making
say,
recruiting calls. China wants me. I'm just gonna be sitting there like a fucking giraffe with a China hat, be like, USA, baby.
I'm not gonna lie. If we got drafted and it was like you, me, Sig, and Eric were in a squad together,
That would be a
that'd
great movie.
It'd be a
Yeah.
pretty good squad.
That'd be a squad.
Like we would be all right.
Yeah, that's all you really need. You need a squad, baby.
We got Sig and Eric doing their fucking math and all that shit. And you and I are just executing.
The muscle. The muscle.
We're the ones that get shit done.
But okay, but I will say women, the masculine and the feminine, like during World War II, for instance, like the men went over to fight, but women really did hold it down the home front
100%.
in America as like
Yeah.
Rosie the Riveter and shit. But it's
Yeah.
like,
League of their own.
but I think that's always been just a sort of thing that's just like common, where it's just
Well,
like,
it's
like
Hunter-gatherers, bro.
your Guido people, your WAPs, what do you call the Italians or
wops,
your
guineas, wops, dagos.
And
whatever you
like
want.
it seems like such a macho culture, but and I've heard before that in like over in Italy, it's like on the outside in the street, the man rules the street, but the woman always rules over the home.
Well, that's kind of what we've done, and I think with feminism is what we've kind of done in an effort to bring about equality is we've really done is kind of undermine the female role, because the whole kind of accepted premise is like, in order for a woman to truly live up to her potential, she has to go out and do the things that are typically thought of as the male gender role.
Yes,
go out
yeah.
and get the job, be the and the idea of being the homemaker, the nurturer of the children, the ruler of the house.
But it's also not a bad thing to want to be a homemaker. Or want to
Exactly.
be that. But it's just it was what you want. If you're forced into that role, that's a bad thing.
What
But it's
a
like-
true, it's not macho, but non-toxic masculinity, healthy masculinity is the understanding. It's like, look, if somebody breaks into the house, I'm not sending my wife down to go check it out. I'm going to go check it out because you understand that I'm the best person suited for that job.
I would do it because I'm suicidal and I want to die. But any reason that's not suicide where I can die and my kids don't have to be like, Mom killed herself. Yeah.
But it's like, okay, so World War II is a good example. Would we have been as successful in World War II if we switched those roles and said, all right, all the men aged 18 to 35, I need you to get in the factory and start riveting shit, and we're going to send all the women to storm the beaches of Normandy. Would that have been as successful?
Yeah.
Probably not. And so and is that to say that there's no woman that could have performed
right.
better
I know what
in
you're
that
saying.
than another man? Sure, of course there are women that would have been better in that than certain men, but
But they would have gotten raped even by the fellow.
well, sure,
soldiers.
that too. But as a whole, there's nothing wrong with just understanding that, like, yeah, these roles exist and we didn't just make it up.
But the issue is just that the masculinity is lately been seen as better, but it's not better. They're both equal and they balance one another out. That's the problem with patriarchal ideas. It's not seeing the traditional femininity as a balancing energy.
Totally. It's this idea, like you said, that the feminine role is inferior, and so we have to make it's the same thing going back to the thing I said about school, which is we have this idea that being an academic is superior to being a person who works with their hands. And therefore, we've told all kids that the only way that they can truly live up to their full potential is by pursuing some type of academic career, because you're selling yourself short if you just want to become a mechanic or a construction worker or something like that.
Right.
And so it's this kind of like low-key superiority complex where it is an elitist kind of thing where they go like, well, what we do is better than what you do. So if you're not doing what we do, then you're not as good as us. That's the same tack they take with male and female gender roles. There is this assumption in feminism that the female role of nurturing a family is inferior.
And that was coming from feminism, and that was, I guess, I don't want to say I'm red pilled. What is the thing in between? Black pilled? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just pilled. I'm on a lot of meds.
You're based.
Yeah, you're based.
Yeah. I'm just a basic bitch, but yeah.
I don't mean to bring this to a screeching halt, but I have to.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I
know
to
I've been
leave.
going too long. Sorry.
No.
All good.
No.
Yeah.
You guys, I don't know if you guys wanted to keep going without me or.
No problem. Did you want to do a tarot reading for him real
Can I
quick?
pull one card?
Yeah, pull 'em,
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad at like time management. Like,
No, it's okay.
do you have like a specific question or anything?
About what?
Would you rather pull the card yourself or would you like me to? And
How does it usually go?
and
I
again,
think
like
he has
you
to pull the card, right?
Yeah. Like I think.
But you have to like
better.
first think
Like-
and speak
Like
a burning question.
Again,
Something
Okay.
that you want to know the answer
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
Well, okay. Will I find true love?
Oh my God! This is why Matt is Sweet Baby Boiii Matt. Like I don't know why. Like everybody has to listen to this podcast. Like it's,
Yes, everyone.
Oh no! Wait, never mind.
Yeah. There's there's about 13% of the population that I don't want to.
13 number coven number. Oh yeah, because somebody dropped me off at the light rail.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, if you want to, I mean.
Yeah,
I don't
let's
know
do
if-
this tarot
Yeah,
and then
sorry.
I can take it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going up to Magoobies, so there's a light rail station right
Okay,
there.
sweet.
Or if you want the light rail by here, I can do that too, whatever you want.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Oh, that girl just like Lizzo. Do you want to shuffle? I'm horrible at shuffling.
Yeah. Oh, I like the flavor of these.
Yeah, they're the metaphysical cannabis oracle deck because I figured that most comedians' higher power is weed.
Yeah, I would agree with
Something
that.
they could resonate with.
Like regular cards?
Yeah.
Oh God. I'm not good at shuffling.
No, you're fine. And again, like don't.
I
It's
don't
like
bend your cards.
no, you're fine. Like you're meant.
It's kind of
to-
hard to do like the cool shuffle with those.
And
Yeah,
these are
yeah.
thick, too.
Yeah. With 2 C's.
And these are thick too.
What's your question though? We would like to. I would like to.
It was will he
Good.
find true
Oh,
love?
will you like truly see that again? That's how horrible I am.
or
That's like,
or will the love that I have burning inside me
find you?
will the person I'm yearning for yearn back?
Your kindred flame.
yeah, twin flame energy. Yeah, it's only because another girl is only fanning the flames, but I tried to tell that joke.
Well, that one didn't work out at
Yeah,
all. Jimmy, you shuffle it one time for me. And then
Yeah.
hand it back to me, and I'm gonna pick. Do I pick from anywhere, or do I pick from the top?
whatever
pick
your
wherever you want.
your intuition tells you, like it's meant what you're meant to pull.
I was over here joshing on fucking his shuffling. So I'm gonna embarrass myself.
No.
Yeah, they're thick, right? You need a little.
Yeah,
How many of these are there?
I lose shit all the time, so yeah. I lost my kids. I lose my phone.
Potentially, my true love could be fucked.
All right, Matt, take any card. Pick a card. Any card.
Right here. Yo, I got a thick, short hair, fucking black bitch, dog.
Put it in the camera too. There.
Wait. What does it say? Like, I want to know which one it is. Like,
Can you see that?
what is?
Closer. Oh yeah.
Oh, cloud. Is that cloud meditation?
Clout
Yes.
meditation.
Cloud meditation.
Oh
Look up.
shit! Yes.
Look up and see the pussy.
Okay. I'm trying to. But what did you get from that immediately? Besides like the physical, like the feeling, it's just like.
What do you mean?
Maybe you have to find somebody that looks up to you. Maybe you have to find a chuckle fucker.
I think that he's gone down that path.
Oh really? Okay, yeah.
I have, and also that is the
or somebody
lamest.
who's like totally like up, in the clouds.
What if it's somebody I look up to?
Aw, yeah.
Is it somebody I should be looking up to?
You should be social climbing. You should try to get in with a comedian who's more successful than you. No, that's not what I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not what I think. But
Sam, tell me what it means.
Yeah. Let me look at the card for a second. I'm sorry.
really look at it and
Yeah.
really meditate.
Really take a few seconds to come up with some bullshit.
Yeah.
Witchcraft.
Again, like, I think that your true love like is out there, but you have to look up and realize perhaps that like comedy or what you're doing is like your true love, and that's just like what I'm like, it has something to do with that, is like your true love is like look how she's like fucking feeling herself.
Yeah, dude, I want to fucking suck them titties.
And again, and it's
It's been
like
so long since I've sucked some titties.
I think
dude.
that. Okay, so let's think about this.
yeah.
Yeah, let's
Cloud
think about sucking
meditation.
titties.
Look up.
I mean, I can look at also what the book says and like rip off of it.
Fuck
but
the
yeah.
book.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about looking up, you're usually talking about.
Maybe she likes to cry. I don't know.
Kind
There's
of.
drops.
Yeah. We should like look up and see this fucking load coming out
swallow it.
in my ball cloud.
Looking up, usually, you know, when you're looking up, you're kind of talking in the direction of God, like a higher power. You're kind of thinking about like, what are the things that kind of drive me, like the values that are bigger than me, like we talked about last week, that are kind of the driving things in your life that are pushing that direction. And so I think that maybe the answer to finding true love, as people know, is really you have to truly love yourself before anyone else can love you. And so I think that you need to kind of get on the set and narrow of who you are and what you are trying to do and what you actually want out of life. And when you've mastered that, then the love will find you.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on that shit right now.
So can I just say something that you might take the wrong way? But I just want to. I had like that too, and like that's
You're a
accepting and loving
bitch.
yourself is
Yeah.
like. But I don't mean to get like kind of serious, but like your mom like passed away, and what is like, think of somebody, like look up at think about the woman that your mother would like, or who gives you that sort of thing, like that she would like.
Or think about a woman like your mother, but alive.
That's what I do.
Who has, but just I didn't mean to get like, but it's just, I
But
guess,
why? Because a mother
like-
loves you for you.
Yup.
exactly, and that's going back to what you said. Yes, like
Unconditional.
Unconditional.
Did your mom have short hair? I'm just like,
At one point, yeah.
I don't know. Again,
She it was very funny. She
because she
got-
had. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, that
No, I wasn't even trying to be an asshole. I say shit that I'm so sorry.
For a period of time, yes.
I say asshole things all the time
that
without.
was so funny.
Oh, thank you.
No, but there was one time when I was in elementary school and she was picking me up from school. And I was walking out to her car and she was just sitting in the car crying and she had like a
my
buzz
God.
cut. And I was like, "Yo, what happened?" And she was like, "I don't want to talk about it." And I was like, "What happened?" And she used to go to hair cuttery and had a lady that would cut her hair there. And the lady wasn't there that day, so this gay guy cut her hair.
Oh, you think you'd be great at it? But
And he fucked up so bad that at the end of it, she was just like, "I guess the only thing left to do is just shave this because it looks so bad."
Holy shit.
She was like, I just remember her explaining that to me, and then when my dad got home and saw it, he was like, "What the hell happened to you?" And she was like, "Some faggot fucked my hair."
If you're not allowed to say it then, when can you say it? When can you say it?
like, guys, like, I'm so happy right now. Like, this is truly like what I wanted to do out of a podcast. So just like, thank you. Like, I feel like it's problematic, but thank you for going there. And
Hey,
look, like,
my mom said it, not me. So
Yeah.
she obviously got her comeuppance.
yeah.
God actually took care of that. So.
InfoWarlocks. There is a war on for your magic, Matt. What's going on tonight, dude? Plug this
Yes,
fucking
yes.
Magooby show.
March
baby.
9th, Magooby's Joke House, 7:30. Buy tickets or they'll kill my dog.
That's a Thursday.
Thursday.
They will kill his dog.
Thursday. We're gonna get super fucked up.
Oh yes.
I'm gonna get smashed and fall asleep in the green room. I'll probably have my album out hopefully
Oh yeah.
March.
Oh shit, that's so annoying. I'm gonna be at
Not
High
March,
Tops that
not
same
March.
night till 11.
High Tops.
Up 2 blocks away from you.
Damn, what time do you get there at?
7 to 11.
Oh, we're
Numerology.
competing. We're competing.
I'm not trying to counter plug you, but
Yeah, and it's probably free to get into High Tops.
and it's super free. Super free. And I don't have a dog, so.
I will be in my room reading about Japanese mythology and drinking my dead uncle's tequila.
Hey.
That's what I gotta plug.
when you started that with I'm gonna be drinking, I was like, oh god.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. My own tears.
Sam, you want to close it out?
Yeah, this has been InfoWarlocks, everybody. Again, we are the Resistance, and like Alex Jones, I am the Insulin Resistance. This has been Matt Brown, Baby Boy Matt Brown, Jimmy Solesky. There's a run for your magic.